Hello and welcome to another stream of the master plan. This is the second one in a row, and this one was not as well planned as the one yesterday. This was thrown together last night, but we figured that due to the good result that we had last night, the good turnout, that we would provide a little bit more content and do the second round with you guys and kind of be part of this draft journey. So tonight we have a bit of a smaller cast, but still some great faces. Obviously, we have Benny Gilligan, JT, Connor, Thomas, and we have one addition with us here tonight, Andrew Roberts. He's a great sports announcer for Northborough High School or Algonquin High School, and we have a great show for you guys today. And it's going to be a fun one because the second round, I guarantee none of us know as much about, and hopefully we'll see some trades and some more interesting things. But let's get to last night because that is where the fun started.
Yeah,
Coincidentally,
I just want to mention one thing. Tonight we have a live chat for anyone who wants to say anything, and the resolution has been bumped up to 180p HD, so it should be much more clear for everyone to see.
thank you, Connor, for that analysis. And by the way, I would like to thank Connor because he is running all of the graphics and everything from his end. So we do owe this whole stream to Connor, and how it looks is it's all on Connor's end. So I'd like to thank him. But coincidentally, after we ended the stream last night due to some technical difficulties and the fact that it was getting a little dry towards the end, it got interesting right after we ended. Let's talk about it. Jordan Love, the new Green Bay Packers quarterback, and Aaron Rodgers hasn't said anything publicly yet, but that man, he must be festering. Let's send it right over to Benny. Benny, what are your thoughts?
I think it was a really dumb move because if you think about it, the Packers were one game away from the Super Bowl last year. And of course, Aaron Rodgers is looking for a couple more weapons, especially in terms of his receiving core and maybe a good tight end. And for them to say, like, we're going to draft this, QB who I think may very well be a bust, and he's not going to start until, 4 or 5 years in the future. So, I don't know. It's really a long-term move when in reality, they should be trying to win now after what they did last year.
Right. And let's talk about the trade and its similarities.
On one hand, Aaron Rodgers was in the same. He was first drafted. He was behind Brett Favre, so he probably on what Brett Favre was going through and how it's important to plan for the future like that. And the other thing, Aaron Rodgers, for he does throw many interceptions. Jordan Love has some interception problems. I think Rodgers might be able to with that in the few years he's mentoring Love.
Yep, same situation for QBs. Though, about what Michael was about to say, he was talking about how the trade-up happened. I personally completely disagree with trading up in that scenario. I don't know who in those 4 picks between them would have taken, or scared someone else was going to trade up. But I don't see anyone trading up.
Yeah, they have to be scared of someone else trading up because, it's not like the Ravens are going to select Jordan Love to back up.
The only team you can see is the Seahawks.
It was very similar, though.
Russell Wilson.
It was very similar, though, to when we look at Brett Favre's, and Aaron Rodgers being drafted to the Packers. It's almost an identical scenario. Both were picked in the first round in the 20s. And Aaron Rodgers was 23, I believe. Jordan Love was 26. They're both 35, Brett Favre was 34. Aaron Rodgers is currently 35. Brett Favre had 3 years remaining on his contract. Aaron Rodgers has 4 years remaining on his contract. So unless the Packers are thinking about trading Rodgers, Jordan Love isn't going to start until, Rodgers is 40 years old. It's a bold move. And, Thomas brought this up a lot last night when we were talking about if you really like your guy, like we talked about Gruden a bunch. Gruden really liked Henry Ruggs. So he said, look, I really like him. He's my guy. I'm going to go out and get him. The only train of thought here is that Matt LaFleur really loved what Jordan Love was doing out there and wanted him, but it kind of, it's mind-boggling because the Packers are just in the NFC Championship. They're, one game away from the Super Bowl. They haven't drafted an offensive skill piece in 15 years. I don't know what to think. Thomas, what are your thoughts on that kind of relation?
I'm a little confused. I mean, I have to agree with Benny that the Packers were one game away from the Super Bowl, and this is a future pick. This isn't a win now pick. And I mean, I think they also risk alienating Rodgers. I mean, maybe they're okay with Rodgers. Like, who knows? Maybe Rodgers leaves in a few years once his contract expires if he doesn't think that
That's
the Packers.
4 years though.
It's true. So
Even
I
a
don't know. I
backup
think
that you take in the first round for seems like a.
I know. I mean,
I
maybe
think,
there's something
they
about
would've
Aaron
been
Rodgers
better
we
off-
don't know.
It's a it's weird. It just doesn't quite make sense. And all the picks yesterday, we went through most of the ones. They all made sense. Like the Andrew Thomas pick, that's probably be getting a lot of flack.
I think
We
David
discussed
Arnett
it,
was another questionable
and
pick on the Raiders.
right.
David
And,
Arnett to the Raiders. Yeah.
but the picks weren't crazy like this Jordan Love. Like the Andrew Thomas pick, the Giant, like there were three great offensive tackles on the board, or four great offensive tackles. Andrew Thomas, we didn't think he was the best of the four, but he was a safe option of the four. There were reasons for picking him, but for going and getting Jordan Love, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, if they're thinking Aaron Rodgers is going to get injured, but even still, it doesn't make sense why they're going and getting a quarterback now. If they want him to develop, he could get one in 2 years. It's not. I don't know. I don't know what the Packers are thinking.
I mean, maybe this is a complete mind game by LaFleur. He's like, you know what? We're gonna take a quarterback round one and trade up for him, make him seem like we really like the guy. That'll make Aaron Rodgers play amazing.
Yeah, but he was already playing pretty well.
So here's my thoughts on it. Like I actually had Love mocked to the Packers. So
Yeah.
one thought is that like it's the most important position in sports. Like you want to be 2 years too early rather than late. Like if you don't get the guy and all of a sudden Rodgers just can't play anymore, then like you're screwed. And
I think the problem with that though is that Rodgers, it seems like he's going to be playing at a high level for like the foreseeable future, next 5,
like
6, 7
they had a
years.
good record last year, but if you actually look at Rodgers' stats, like there was like over the last 2-3 years there has been some decline there.
That's true.
like,
That's fair,
I mean,
but you can also attribute that to the lack of skill positions, right? I mean, I feel like the fact that they haven't drafted a skill position player in 15 years,
in the first
or
round.
running back, or in the first round in 15 years. I mean, I feel like that's part of it. I mean, he has Devontae Adams to throw to, but Geronimo Allison and Lazard are neither of them are second receivers.
I don't think Allison's on it.
And now,
neither is
exactly.
Scamp. Oh,
And look,
I think
they have
Valdez
two
Scamp
great
also
running backs,
is.
Aaron Jones and Williams, but they were both really young running backs as well. So, I think it's important to understand that Rodgers, his stats don't look as good because he's
I still think
losing
his
people to
stats
throw
look
to.
pretty damn good though. I mean, last season he had 26 touchdowns as opposed to 4 interceptions. The year before he had 25 touchdowns as opposed to 2 interceptions. Those seem like obviously he's declined a bit. He's still
Still
seems to
really
be
good
playing
number.
pretty well.
Yeah. So champion.
No, he's still a very
Jordan
good
Love is-
player. He's still a very good player, but he's 36. He's like you got to be prepared at that position. You can't.
But he's
Yeah, but we
42.
see those
He's
guys
still
like Drew
playing.
Brees and Tom Brady play into their mid 40s. So
I think that's still the exception, though. Like you can't expect everyone to be Tom Brady or Drew Brees. Like,
I mean, but throughout his career, Aaron Rodgers seems like that. If you think of the three
but
top
also
QBs of the
like
decade,
you
really.
also have to factor in that like the Patriots at the very least they were prepared. They took Garoppolo in 2014. Like they were not like unprepared. Like you still have to be prepared, even if you think he's gonna play. Worse, you trade him.
But that's the difference between a trade up first round pick and like a later pick in the draft.
Yeah.
A first round talent is someone you
for
expect to
Aaron
start.
Rodgers is successful.
I think the Patriots expected Garoppolo to start. Brady just was better than lasted longer than they thought he would.
Garoppolo was also a second round pick.
No, I mean, preferably you do it in the second round. But if you don't think there's anybody, if you think that Love is going to be like a franchise top 10 quarterback in the league, I don't think you can pass. Like, my biggest problem is not the pick; it's like the actual player himself. Like Jordan Love is a very flawed prospect. That's more my problem with it.
I don't think he's. I mean, look, he on most people boards. He wasn't he wasn't a Tua, he wasn't a Joe Burrow, and he wasn't a Herbert, who many of us think Herbert's not anything super special. Jordan Love was the 4 of 4 on that list. There was
Yeah.
there was no doubt about it, and the fact that he was picked so early, I don't know. I just is he the quarterback of the future for the Packers? At this point, it looks like it, but
They think he is. Like that's the question is
right.
this
But
is-
should he be? We'll find out in well, not so soon, and it'll take a little bit.
One interesting question I have for all of you is, throughout in a mock draft, some people had like Jalen Hurts or Jacob Eason going in this round. Will we see a quarterback in the second round here?
Jalen Hurts, I think, will go second.
I think it's not a
I
guarantee
think it's hard to say. but-
because Hurts in not many landing spots for them in the second round. I think teams like the Patriots and things like that round 3, so that's where I see some of those guys landing.
Thomas, were you going to say something?
I was just gonna say, I think we'd all like to just for the intrigue, but I don't know. It seems like a lot of teams are hunting for defense and more skill positions, and I agree that there aren't a ton of landing spots for these quarterbacks in the second round. But it'll be interesting to see.
I mean, one team that was rumored for Love earlier was the Patriots. Is there any chance to take him at 37 here? A
Nah,
quarterback
I don't
here?
want
No.
him.
I think Patriots take somebody in the third. I don't think they take anybody in the second.
So what teams are you high up on to get a quarterback here? Maybe like a Jaguars?
Colts,
Maybe a
Colts
Colts,
possibly.
Philip
Colts,
Rivers.
Jaguars, Steelers. Yeah, there's not that many, but
I feel like Steelers have much bigger needs than quarterback, especially early in this draft. But Colts and Jags could be interesting. They both have a couple earlier exits in this round.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Colts and the Jags. I mean, you look at the Jags, and it seems like they're pretty set on Minshew at this point right now. But is Minshew the guy? I don't know.
He's not.
I don't know.
I don't think he's a franchise quarterback.
Well, the guy
I-
had 21 touchdowns as opposed to 6 interceptions as a rookie. I think those
He's a
are pretty
great
good
year.
numbers.
I don't know. Like I just don't think that there's. I don't know if Minshew's the guy, but Philip Rivers definitely isn't the guy for 4 more years, 3 more years, 2 more years. I think he's got like 1 good year left. I don't think he has any good years left, but this next year's. I would think he should just hang up his cleats after this one.
The second round is
Behind the good
notorious.
offensive line, we'll see it uptaking performance.
The second round does not see many quarterbacks recently. I think in the past 5 years, you've only had Kaiser, Locke, and Christian Hackenberg. Great prospect there.
Oh yeah,
Christian
what a guy,
Hackenberg. Oh, he's a stud.
legend, New York legend.
But I don't know. I mean, look, I think we probably will see a quarterback. We'll probably look if we're gonna see Hurts or Eason. I think it's really a toss up between the two. I think if a team is looking for a more mobile quarterback, they're gonna go with Hurts, and if they're looking for a guy who isn't as mobile, they'll go with Eason. But the way the league is going, I would go with Hurts. I mean, look at all the quarterbacks today who are being drafted and who are successful. They all have the ability to move. We look at Mahomes can move, Watson can move, Lamar Jackson obviously can. They can all move, and Jameis Winston can't move. And we look at the quarterbacks who aren't finding the success. Sam Darnold cannot move.
I just want to say I'm pretty sure Hackenberg actually beat out Manziel in a quarterback race. They're in was it Memphis? So
Really?
Oh, wow.
that's a
Wow.
5-star
Congrats there.
prospect.
There you go.
Manziel was already struggling back then. Should have seen what was coming.
Yeah.
But that just doesn't even matter. We're talking about the Memphis what the
Express, the AFF team. After he
Yeah,
got cut
we're
from
talking
the
about leagues
Oh.
that we're talking about
It was
leagues that are
AAF,
non-existent.
It was-
cut from the Bengals, I think.
It's crazy. So, I mean, I guess we'll see, but I expect this round to be far more interesting than last night's.
I think
was for the time that we streamed.
all of the top 5 picks have been rumored in trade downs already. I think so far, almost every
I believe the
top few
the
pick.
Bengals have said they're sticking with their pick.
They have.
But other than that, we'll see.
I know there was some
I've heard
rumors.
I've heard things that they want either Ross Blacklock or Denzel Mims, but I think it's
Yeah.
possible they take a linebacker or a tackle here too, because
The Bengals pick here. I think the Bengals pick here. I do.
They
I think
have
they
said
pick.
they
Why would they
pick.
not
Yeah,
pick?
I know there
I
were
think they got
rumors
offensive
earlier
line.
today. I think Blacklock is a very interesting prospect. I think it's a good shot for the Bengals here. I don't know if they take a wide receiver.
I think they go offensive line. Maybe Josh Jones.
Jones
Ezra
would be an
Cleveland.
interesting pick.
Yeah, Cleveland, possibly.
I don't. Look. I think I want to see a Pats pick. That's what I want.
I mean, there's a lot of edge rushers that have fallen out of the first round
Pats
here.
need an
Yeah,
edge
like Zach
rusher.
Bond.
It's
They're
true.
gonna trade. They're
I could
gonna
also
trade
see
down
the
again.
Pats
They're
going
trading
tight
down
end.
again, but
Maybe. I mean, Zach Bond,
Yeah.
Yetegros Matos, AJ Epineza.
Yeah, Gross
mean-
Matos has got to go soon.
I mean,
He's gonna
Epineza
be
was
early
rumored.
second round.
Yeah,
Epineza
Epineza
was-
was rumored to be
Epineza, I think,
top
might
20
be better
maybe.
than
Yeah,
Gross
mid-teens type area. So I think.
Mhm.
I mean, he's
A
not
lot of
very
production in
athletic.
college, so yeah.
It's his
that's the worry with
combine
him.
that kind of
A lot of
lowered
production
his.
though.
Yeah.
5'140" isn't great for an edge rusher.
Yeah. I think it is possible the Patriots take a tight end here. Maybe Cole Kmet out of Notre Dame. He seems like
Is it a
the
bit?
best tight end in the draft class.
Is it a bit early though?
I think so.
They're gonna take a tight end at some point, though. They have to.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
the top 3 tight ends should. I don't know about their pick in the 3rd round, but like
I could see the Patriots waiting till the 3rd round, maybe not taking Komet, who's probably the top tight end prospect, but I could see them going maybe Thaddeus Moss.
They're gonna take someone who can block like that. That's part of Belichick's,
Yeah.
his whole.
And
his
Thaddeus
whole
Moss
deal.
can block. Yeah, Thaddeus Moss is a great blocker.
I mean, I think
I
there's
mean,
a.
look,
Could pair them. Do both Komet and Moss in the later rounds.
I think the
I
only
would like to see
team
both.
I really see taking a tight end in this round, other than maybe the Patriots, would be the Packers way late in the round.
Because they lost Jimmy Graham, and they don't. I mean, they don't really have anyone else.
I mean, they need a
I
wide
think they
receiver.
want to give a chance to Jace Sternberger potentially, who they picked
They
last
need
year,
the
but-
Packers need everyone though. They need anyone they can get. They need. I mean, look that
Except a
if-
QB.
If the Packers don't draft the skill position, I think Aaron Rodgers might just retire. Like based on the reaction that I've seen from like other people, like Aaron Rodgers is definitely not happy that Jordan Love is quarterback out on his team right now, and he's even more unhappy that they didn't get any skill position and get anyone to help him out. And if they don't pick someone to help him out here, I would be mad. I would be like, you just drafted a guy to replace me. You drafted, and you left me with no help. It's 15 years you haven't drafted someone to help me in the first round.
They should have
Like,
taken a wide receiver in round 1, but I
They
think
should have.
they
I
got
don't know why they didn't.
Now.
Yeah,
Traded up
they
for a
really
backup.
needed wide receiver or O-line.
They traded up for a backup quarterback. I mean, that's crazy. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah.
First round trade up for a backup.
Still, in my
The
opinion, not the
Kinda
worst.
big for him, but still. in the
Yeah,
They
what would you
didn't
say
pick
is
the
worst
worst
one?
quarterback.
AJ
but-
Terrell, I think, is probably the worst in my opinion. Because
Definitely.
he was exposed many times during the
Jamar Chase is also a different animal. I mean,
The Falcons, they were trying to trade up in that round. and
That's right,
not only
yeah.
did they failed to trade up, they ended up with a guy who they could have gotten much later in the draft.
I know,
That's yeah.
but Benny, on the fact of Jamar Chase, he's also going to be going up against wide receivers such as like a
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Michael
So
Thomas,
Yeah.
a Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. It's,
Yeah, but you can't really expect much production out of rookie cornerbacks anyway, unless they're taking top 10 like a guy like
He
C.J.
was-
Henderson or Jeff Okuda.
he's top first half of the draft.
Yeah, but DeAndre Baker last year, first round pick, wasn't good as a rookie.
I
mean,
look honestly.
rookie cornerbacks
First
are known
round,
to struggle, so
first round, I give the Vikings an A+. I mean, the
yeah,
Vikings,
they address their needs. They address their
Vikings, Cardinals get an A+ for their pick. I mean,
Cardinals got the
Cowboys.
steal of the draft.
drafting
arguably.
Isaiah Simmons
Ah,
at 8.
I
That's
think-
a steal.
Great.
I think Cowboys get the steal of the draft there.
I think Cowboys had a great pick.
Yeah,
Broncos,
you
you
know,
know,
Broncos-
for Lamb though, he could have been a wide receiver 1 in the right place.
Mhm.
That's true. But
I think
he's a rookie. I
no.
think he'll be great anywhere he goes, though.
I think the Broncos getting Jerry Jeudy, like he'll step in, he'll catch 50 passes next year. Like,
Absolutely.
he's that type of guy. Like,
If you're a rookie receiver, wouldn't you rather go be a wide receiver 2 or 3 to a team?
definitely.
Less
I would.
expectations.
Yeah, but Amari Cooper,
Yeah.
I think is probably going to be there long term, so that could get in Lamb's way.
Yeah, but
It's true. It could also help him though.
it could
right?
help him
I feel
immensely.
like, I
You
feel
have
like as a rookie that would help you though.
the rest of
Yeah,
the
you
AFC
would-
East. The rest of the AFC East all added good secondary spots in free agency, pretty much. Like I think all three teams, and if you're getting your number one guy and maybe a double team on Amari Cooper every round, that's leaving a CeeDee Lamb open.
Yeah.
Avante
Michael Gallup,
Maddox
yeah,
and CeeDee Lamb.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that helps. I think a lot. I think the first round, the Niners. I don't know about their picks. I don't like Ayuk. I don't think that was like a great pick.
That was-
Honestly,
I thought it was a
early
great
for
pick. You
Ayuk.
think he's one of the? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that was a bit early for Ayuk. I would have preferred Denzel Mims. I think he's going to be one of the top picks in this round, most likely.
I still like what Ayuk brings to the table. I think he's one of the more underrated wide receivers of the draft. He played with a freshman QB last year and still produced at a very high level. And he's insane athleticism.
So let's talk about the one team that had 3 draft picks in the first round. So the Dolphins. I mean, Tua, great pick, I think.
Then they reached on
and
the
then,
other two. Completely.
From
Austin
what I've
Jackson
seen,
was a reach. Yeah.
yeah. Austin Jackson was a bit of a reach, but I've heard. I think Noah. I can't even pronounce his last name. I think he's actually going to be.
He's going to be a good prospect. You probably could have got him with your first pick in the second round.
Yeah.
He's also converted wide receiver. I don't know.
I think
His instincts are subpar.
like he was one of those guys that were talking about maybe being a sleeper pick in the first round, but if he wasn't taken by Miami, it could have potentially fallen a lot later.
I mean, what I saw was I mean, look, when I looked at today, when I looked at the draft analysis for all these players, I mean, I just saw Noah, they had an A+ next to his name for his pick, and I was like, I don't know about that, but I guess sleeper pick. Dolphins made look 3 picks, not easy to hit on all of them, but definitely Tua was a great pick.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
think
the
and
right
a lot of
move.
Dolphins fans are happy about that.
Yep. They successfully tanked for Tua. I mean, that was probably their goal coming into the year, and just accomplishing that. That's good.
Yeah,
for them.
yeah, we know. I mean, I know a couple Dolphins fans. I know they're pretty happy. I know Kyle Mortimer's out there. And
Yes.
he's,
He was
Jumping
a
for
big
joy.
fan of the Tua
he's
pick.
pumped about that.
Big fan of the Tua pick.
We had Brandon on last night, and he was pretty disappointed by the Jets pick of Mekhi Becton, and so was I. I mean, that was just kind of a lackluster pick
They
right
could have
there.
taken Tristan Wirfs right there. Same position, probably a better player.
And without the drug problems, and then you have to
Drug,
add in,
I don't think.
I don't think it's a big. I don't think it's a big issue.
Yeah.
I think
it's still an
the,
issue.
the
though.
weight,
You still
the
have to
weight,
deal
is
with
the
it.
weight is a bigger.
I think it's a one-time thing.
I don't know.
Like-
But then they should have drafted a wide receiver too. I mean,
I think you take out
No,
tackle.
they're gonna do that their second pick. It's a deep wide receiver class. Why would they?
Much deeper.
yeah,
wide
but there
receiver
were
than
some
a line.
there were some really good wide receivers.
Becton-
Yeah,
Becton is-
Michael. This is a shallow offensive line class, so you have to, get one of the top 4 tackles
It's
to your early
true.
pick.
You
The
get
idea is in the second round, you get one of those wide receivers in a really deep class, like Denzel Mims, for instance.
I think
if
this
he
is
falls
a
to them.
deep draft in general. There's a lot of guys in the second round that probably would have been first round picks in another year. I've heard a lot of people saying that.
and you get a huge, like one of the most athletically gifted guys in Mekhi Becton with size and strength being higher than probably any other tackle in this draft, along with his really quick feet and fairly fast too. I think he can definitely develop into one of the best tackles just in the whole.
He definitely
Yeah.
has a higher ceiling than Wirfs. The question is Wirfs had, I think, much better production in college and is a much better pass protector to this point. So, Wirfs is definitely a safer pick, but Becton has higher upside, certainly.
All right, let's move on to the Bengals because they are now on the clock. Let's review. I mean, obviously their pick last night.
No brainer.
No brainer. They made the right pick, obviously, but I don't know what other pick they could have made. Joe Burrow.
Maybe a trade. I don't know.
Yeah.
Joe
The
Burrow.
Dolphins.
And you
that-
get 4 first rounders.
Joe
The
Burrow
analyst
was.
guy said that might have been smarter analytically. I don't know.
But I don't think
Joe
you
Burrow,
pass him. But
yeah. Joe Burrow was
Yeah.
the guy. They took him. But they do need they do need more help. I mean, look, they were not a great team last year. I talked about them. I think they were a little better than people thought. Yeah, it shows Mel Kiper shows that they need a wide receiver. I really don't think they need a wide receiver.
I think it's Blacklock here.
I mean, they have Tyler Boyd and John Ross, even if AJ Green is
Auden Tate as well.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't think they need another wide receiver on top of what they already
I mean,
have.
they definitely should take a receiver in this draft. I think at some point.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
I
this
don't
is the
disagree
pick.
taking. But
Later
not-
rounds,
not
maybe
second
Van
round.
Jefferson, something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I think you go Blacklock here. Get your lineman.
But I think the offensive line's more of a problem there. I mean, you have Geno Atkins already and DJ Reader, right? So
I mean, they need inside of.
linebacker either. They could take a linebacker here like Zach Bond. He's an edge linebacker.
I think they take an O lineman. I mean,
I
that
think
makes
they
sense
go
to me.
O-line.
I mean,
yeah.
they need inside O line more than anything. You're taking like a Cushionberry or Bidat, or
Right, and the reason why I say that is that I mean, look, you're drafting a brand new quarterback. You got to protect him.
I mean, your top
Definitely big.
O linemen right now are all tackles and Josh Jones as your Cleveland. That's not really what they need unless they feel like one of them can be moved to guard. And it might be a bit of a reach on like a Cushionberry, in my opinion.
I think it's probably a little bit too high for a guy
Pick
like
is in.
Kamara.
I think
Alright,
maybe
the
they
pick
take
is
a
in.
tackle round 3.
I think if Cesar Ruiz dropped into this round, that could have been definitely their pick
yeah.
because I don't think that was really a need for the Saints.
That was a high pick too for him.
Well, I think they're going for the future there. I don't know if it's a high pick, but yeah,
I think they just want to protect Drew Brees. Is really what
I
they're
don't think
doing.
he'll play this year though.
Bidat's and
Right guard's
Cushionberry.
starting to get old, so maybe he'll start there.
I just see it being Blacklock. They looked into the guy. There was reports that he might be the pick along with this, and
Yeah, but how does he feel a need? I mean,
This could just be a talent versus best player, or best player available versus team need. They might just be going for the best talent.
That's
here.
true.
that's right.
maybe true,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you're the Bengals, you should just take the best talent. Like they have a lot of needs.
I mean, they run a 4 on side 3 linebacker, and they don't really have a good top 4 down on the line. Other than
I don't think D-line is a priority because they already signed DJ Reader in free agency. They have Geno Atkins already there, and then they have Carlos Dunlap as a defensive end. So they're pretty good to go with the D-line position.
And Sam Hubbard's still young and has some talent as well. But
Yeah.
I think linebacker could be addressed here. They don't have much talent at linebacker anyway. But
They have Jermaine Pratt, who they brought in last year, but other than that, not much.
All right, here we go.
pick is in.
I'm not a
Surprise.
fan, but yeah,
I was not expecting that pick.
nah,
I
I
thought
don't
Yeah.
know.
Higgins was going to fall a little bit further.
I mean, that's certainly a solid offensive core at this point.
Oh, look, you want an
Yeah,
offense.
Higgins is a legit talent.
He's
I
a
agree
look,
with that
great
completely.
talent, but but he's not. I don't know how much of a need he is for the team. You know,
They're
what I'm
just
saying?
getting Burrow whatever
Gonna
he
have to
wants
sit
around him.
behind some
They're
They're
gonna
more for the
want their
future.
raw
too.
talent
AJ
back.
Green.
Should be their
AJ
wide
Green. Yeah.
receiver 5 or 4. You think below or above Auden?
I'd say wide receiver 4 probably is a second round pick.
Yeah.
He's very talented. Though. I think in any other draft, he might be in previous drafts, he might be the top wide receiver. Obviously not this year, but in the past.
I don't see him putting him ahead of Moss though.
No.
Not
I think
yet,
maybe
at
Ross.
least.
I think
I mean,
Ross maybe.
Green and Ross are both injury prone, so he could have a chance to play
Definitely.
in that situation.
They
The Colts
definitely
pick
need-
is already in. So
Oh, they
really?
knew who they
They
want.
know
Hey,
they know who they want.
Potentially
Yeah.
a
I think Michael
quarterback. or
Pittman here. They have to address wide receiver.
Oh, they have
Because
to.
they have
They
no
got
one
They
across.
do.
Denzel
Look,
Mims.
if he wants-
T.Y. Hilton.
They have Ty and that's it.
Pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
I mean,
Zach
A guy they
Pascal.
drafted last year.
Yeah.
They did have
Pascal.
Pascal, but
Pascal's hit or
he's
miss,
a young
though.
receiver too.
So you think
Garrett
of Denzel
Campbell, Broad
Mims
State.
as the receiver?
Yeah.
I could see
Pittman.
him.
I think
They-
Pittman.
Larry Chenault, but he's pretty injury prone.
Yeah.
Also a little bit raw.
I'd prefer
He's
Mims.
super athletically talented,
The
but
Colts need a receiver that can't get injured because T.Y. Hilton and Pascal. T.Y. Hilton's been injured a lot.
I mean,
they need someone who's a little bit stronger, who can kind of.
they do need a good amount of help on the
Yeah.
defense too. I feel.
especially
I think so too. But
But,
then
I mean,
they
they've
signed
addressed the
DeForest
corner
Buckner.
position.
The front seven is
Rounds,
weak.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, the Colts
I
front
don't know,
seven.
we'll see.
Yeah.
The Colts made their pick. I mean,
They just
I don't even know what to say. That was probably the quickest pick we've seen.
Yeah, the
Already.
Colts-
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
whoever it
I
is,
mean-
the Colts knew who they wanted.
Well,
They
they
picked
saw who the Bengals picked. And they're like, our guy's still on the board. Let's
Mhm.
go get him.
I think the Colts front seven's, fine, at the very least. Justin Houston, Forrest Buckner, Darius Leonard. That's some talent.
Yeah, they got Buckner for their first round pick, and that fills their need that they came into free agency with for a defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
God, how much would you like to be sitting in that house watching your dad make the pick? Like,
That'd be a
how
cool
sick would
thing.
that be? I mean,
It
come
would
on.
definitely be cool.
They're just sitting right there like, yo, Dad, come on, pick
Yeah.
this guy. Come on.
They're on
Like,
national TV. It's pretty.
You're on
nice.
national TV. They don't look too excited about the pick,
Do you
though.
guys see the Titans yesterday?
Oh, Vrabel,
at
yeah.
Vrabel's
So funny.
house.
Some
Oh my
dude-
God! Wasn't there a guy on the toilet,
Yup, in the background.
There's some guy in some weird
bro? And the kids had all like weird haircuts.
It was like someone's wearing like the incredible super suit
Oh yeah, the
type thing, the
Frozen
frozen
suit. I don't know
super
what
suit.
was going on
oh yeah,
there.
the Frozen.
Mike Vrabel, that dude is something else.
It was
Oh, he seems like a
interesting.
fun guy for sure.
Good coach too.
All right, so Mims.
I think.
I
so.
That's
think
it.
it's
I
gotta
think
be-
it's absolutely him.
So maybe it's just some sort of defensive help.
Whoa!
Pittman.
Yeah, I called
Wow.
it. Yeah,
There you
I did
go.
call it.
I mean, they did fill their
Pittman.
need at wide receiver.
On
Yeah.
my
Don't
mark, I
go
said
guy.
T.
with
Higgins.
Mims. That's weird.
Mims has dropped for drafts. So
He has.
Michael Pittman's really impressive though. The guy ran like
Oh,
a
yeah.
4.52 at the combine, right? At 6'4".
That's
So,
Yeah.
surprising.
He's a big guy, big receiver.
I don't think it's that
I
surprising.
thought they'd take Mims.
I mean, great
Look,
hands, really.
No, I mean, there's really not much of a difference between or at least in the view of evaluators between Higgins, Mims, and Pittman. So
Pittman's great after the catch too. I think he really needs his awareness kind of in route running. Needs some work. I think definitely route running, but he has great hands, good after the catch,
Well, he'll
great
learn a
defensive
lot.
back.
He'll learn
top
a
speed
bunch.
with good size. I think it's
He'll learn a
great
lot
pick.
from T.Y. Hilton and
Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers. I've been more critical of him, but Philip Rivers can definitely teach a receiver how to run routes, and I
It's a
think
good
I think
good
that's-
coaching staff.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
coaching
yeah.
staff,
Really
solid
good.
coaching staff there in Indianapolis. So I think Pittman, bright future ahead. I think it's gonna be good for him.
No,
lot of
also
Lions
great in
here.
contested situations. The Lions.
Yeah,
think
the Lions here. I mean,
Lions-
they've had they're 2 minutes 35 seconds.
It's got to be front seven, I think.
I think Ebenezer here.
Yeah.
And that's somewhere on the front seven,
I
just
think
something.
He's like a Bill Belichick map rotator type player.
Yeah.
Or Bond, also kind of you can move him around.
Pick
he
is
plays. It's already
Pick
in.
is in. This is good. Nice, quick.
Yeah, they're moving now. They're moving.
I like the movement. It's nice. It's like
Yeah.
no more funny business. Just make your pick, decide. And New England's coming up. Belichick
Now,
better
whenever-
not trade it.
Whenever
Better
Trade
not
it.
trade it away.
They're gonna trade it.
I think Ebenezer's gonna be the big here to pair him with Trey Flower.
one of our viewers here said they think the Pats are going Xavier McKinney with their first pick and then Harrison Bryant as the tight end with their second pick, both in the second round.
Honestly, here's my
See
thoughts.
that.
I don't think McKinney. I don't think they're gonna add in the safety.
I think
They don't-
McKinney's a great fit for the Patriots. I honestly do.
They don't need to add more to the secondary.
I feel like
That's the
I
problem.
feel like McKinney's like the biggest slider so far. Like he could have went like as high as like 15, and no
17
one
to the
would have been
Cowboys.
like
If you're
surprised about it.
taking
I don't
best
know why.
available, you're definitely going McKinney here. And
I
and
just don't think they
Yeah.
need secondary. They need
No,
someone who
but
can stop the
I
run.
think
They don't
Cordy
have
and Chung are
linebackers.
old.
They need a
Cordy
front
and Chung are
seven
really
back
old.
and a tight end.
Yeah, I mean,
They need
safety
someone
could
up
definitely
there.
help the Pats.
I mean if it,
And he can line up in so many different alignments.
Look,
so he doesn't have
I
to
don't
be a
look. I
pure
don't
safety.
dislike McKinney. I think McKinney is a great pick, but I think in this right now need comes over.
I mean, are you
talent.
saying
I
like
think
a
it's-
Yeah.
Gross Matosa Ebenezer there?
you gotta
if
take
both are still
someone
up?
on the line, or you gotta take a linebacker. I mean, we lost what 3 or 4 linebackers.
I think
You
Zach
need
Bond would
someone
be a
to
good pick.
Zach
replace
Bond
that.
might be the perfect pick.
Zach,
because
I had Zach Bond originally in my older drafts,
I
going to
haven't
him in the
even
first
picked him,
round for the
but-
Patriots because he does seem like a really Patriots type player. He can really move around that defense well into different positions, either in coverage
That's.
or
I mean,
the
look,
pass
Belichick is
rush.
looking for kind of a Swiss Army knife. I mean, that's
he's-
who he's looking
Zach
for.
Bond really seems like a
lack of upside.
Van Noy type player.
Yeah,
hmm
great pass rusher, but also some versatility in coverage as well.
Now, how long do you think we have to wait for our next running back to go off the board? Because surprise pick from the Chiefs earlier.
Maybe the Dolphins at 39.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Yeah, I think
either
it'll happen
Miami or the
soon.
Buccaneers.
I think I don't know. I mean, I think there are quite a few teams. I mean, I think DeAndre Swift is probably the next running back to go at this point.
Could be
Jonathan
Jonathan.
Taylor could be a
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's J.K. Dobbins. I think he's the guy you can just put in and he's a starter right away.
2,000 yards last year, so yeah, the production is there.
Yeah.
I was surprised by Edward Tiller there.
I like the pick though. I mean,
I,
that's a
I like the pick.
there.
It fits
They
the
have a good running
offense.
back duo.
But I feel like, in my personal opinion, that DeAndre Swift just kind of outranks him in almost like every sort of category, whether it's receiving or
Oh.
normal rushing.
I would argue
Wow.
receiving.
Left
I would
to the
argue that
line.
Edwards
That's a
Helaire is the far better
surprise.
receiver.
I don't think any of us saw that pick.
Interesting.
So they're
was it, sorry?
so their question is, why did they pick DeAndre Swift? Like Kerryon Johnson. I look,
Yeah.
when he's healthy.
Kerryon
I think that's a
Johnson was
terrible
out like the whole year.
Yeah, maybe they
I
don't
know,
think
I
he
know,
can stay
but
healthy.
Speaking of running backs going off the board,
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
You're
speaking
used
of
to
running
it.
backs.
Draft running back at some point, but I didn't think it'd be that early.
I'm
I
not
don't
the
like that
biggest
pick.
fan of that pick, you know?
I don't like it at all.
I think
They have
I
so
don't-
many.
I don't think it's
They
a
have
great
so
pick.
many needs. It's not a good pick.
much
It's-
bigger needs on
it's-
defense. They went for
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
available.
Yeah, I think the defense
gotta-
is just more important than a running back at this point. You know,
Mm.
like
I mean, they could have picked McKinney. Yeah, they had a lot of options on the board. Right
I mean, you had Kerryon, you have Scarborough.
I don't know.
I know Scarborough isn't doing much, but yeah, Carryon's enough, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they did lose, what was it, McInnes or whoever was in the free agency
Yeah,
this
I know
year.
what you're talking about.
yeah. But I
It's
mean, I don't
alright
know.
when Kerryon went out.
Yeah, they had a lot of depth there, and now they don't have quite as much as they did.
I still think it's too early, and I think Kerryon did
the
good in
Cubs
his last 2 games.
When Kerryon is healthy, he's a great running back.
he was back,
And
what?
it's not like Detroit Lions have had a great offensive line,
No.
historically. To be fair, so I mean, look,
Oh,
DeAndre Swift. Is he gonna be the second fiddle to Kerryon Johnson? Then you just.
Or do they want to ship Kerryon away?
They
Maybe.
wanna ship Kerryon
Scarborough.
away,
they
but
could be
then-
going for more of a two-headed monster approach. I mean,
That's
we've
true,
seen
but
teams have success with like a
I
running
feel
back.
like when you
Kennedy.
go with the two-headed monster, you have one veteran and you have one young. Like when you had
I
Ingram
don't think that
Kamara.
matters.
And Swift
think it
is
does.
Swift is a solid receiving back. I think they could really move him into kind of the receiving game good there because they have Kenny Golladay, Mervyn Jones. They just signed Geronimo Allison and Amendola back. You
TJ
didn't really get
Hawkinson.
Hawkinson as the tight end. But he had a
Giants pick is in.
Big sophomore jump, so
still no trades, even though all these teams rumored to trade. The next one is Jaguars. I think we're rumored down.
Yeah.
I think Patricia's gonna be out mid-season.
Yeah.
Possible.
I think the
They're gonna
Bears
start
might
the season
stay
like
there.
0-8, and he's getting
Yeah.
fired. I don't like the pick at all.
I still think
I
they're
don't think it's a good
bottom
pick.
of division team.
I don't know. I think they could be better than Chicago, honestly.
The
Really?
Lions.
Chicago has a defense, so
I don't know. I feel like Chicago's defense is good enough that they'll win like 5 games just off of that.
I don't know, man.
I think more. I mean, look what happened last year. They still won 8 games, right?
It's true. It's true. Who knows? Maybe Nick Foles has a little magic left in the tank. You never know.
So who
I
do we-
don't know, man.
Who do we think the Giants are going with here? Edge rusher?
Defense.
Yeah,
I think defense.
They gotta go defense after the O-line pick.
It's amazing how a bunch of these edge or outside linebacker guys have fallen.
They're usually taken pretty quick.
I mean,
know.
yeah, I think Thomas was talking about this, or JT was talking about last night. The value of these positions is just not the same as it once was.
I mean, in comparison to a running back, they just run
Look,
off.
like
That's true.
the only safety that we've seen drafted is Isaiah Simmons, who's like the biggest freak athlete like in like
Is he even a
NFL
safety?
draft
He's like
history.
a
He can play
Yeah,
He's
he
like
can play
a
anything.
Swiss
He
Army
plays
knife type
everything.
guy.
So like
Probably
we've
play
not
safety
seen a
for the
traditional
Giants.
safety pick yet.
Yeah, I don't know, but the pick is in, so I mean,
Yeah, maybe-
they got somebody. Who?
Yeah, maybe this will
I
be
think it's
McKinney
probably
here,
Epineza.
but
Yeah, Vanessa,
Yeah.
I think. Maybe
I
Gross.
think Epinesa or Gross Matos would be the other one. I think.
I had Gross Matters going to them. in my
It's
mock
probably
draft.
Gross Matos. I mean, I think he is. I think he should have gotten in the first round.
So
And
in,
that's
co-
just
I did
my
too.
thoughts.
in
Nicholas Madison
comparison
might be the better player.
to running backs, I feel like edge and safety are much less expendable position.
Yeah,
And more
I know, I
valuable.
agree. I think running backs are, the way the league is today, unless you're a really tough guy, you're taking hits every game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think
And also,
Only
a lot of it depends on the offensive line. We've seen
Yeah,
like
like
guys
the-
like James Conner, who are very unheralded, like come in and succeed. He had a good
Like,
offensive line.
Mhm.
The best running team in the NFL is the 49ers, and they have 3 backs who all split the load, and none of them were like first round picks. So like you don't
Mhm.
need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Burrito was like undrafted, right?
Wasn't
Tevin
Mostert
Coleman, I
undrafted
think,
too?
went early in his
I think yeah, I think two of them
Yeah,
were
Mostert
Coleman was like
undrafted.
He was
Yeah.
a special teams guy originally.
And Tevin Coleman was the second back on Atlanta's
Yeah.
behind Devontae Freeman. So
Mhm.
we're talking about star running backs here.
And they run the ball by far better than anyone else. Like they
Yeah.
get 5-6 yards. a
I mean,
carry.
yeah. When we look at the Patriots back in 2018, the playoffs, the whole running success was due to the offensive line. It wasn't because Sonny Michel suddenly got good.
I think
It
he's
was because
pretty
the
good.
offense. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah,
Sonny Michel's
Dante's
not my
kinda
guy.
good.
He's not my guy. Yeah, that's not my guy. But I don't know. I mean, the Giants just I don't know what they're doing. Joe Judge is the head coach. Jason Garrett's now the offensive coordinator. Like
Yeah, Gettleman has to be out. I mean,
I don't
New
even
York
know.
sports in general.
I don't know what they're doing, but we're about to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
Gettleman's
is
got a
Joe Judge?
mask
That
on.
is
What?
a nice. Like, look at those windows. A lot of windows right there. And Dave Gettleman has a mask on.
It's because I remember the reasoning for this. He had this because he's quite at risk of it, and he had multiple IT guys have to come over.
Mm.
Yeah, he actually has like a sound reason for it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, that
he-
makes
He
sense.
needed
They
to
can-
set up
like-
his whole war room.
Yeah.
when
Taking
there
precautions.
wasn't much
It's
Can't blame him
crazy
for
that he
that.
has to wear it in his own house. That's crazy.
Yeah, it does
I
kind of
mean,
suck.
you
but-
think that even if you bring IT guys in, you still disinfect the whole place.
Now, is Joe Judge on a golf course right here? His
It almost
background.
looks like
it looks
it
like
is.
he's right next to like a field or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
it almost
you-
looks like
it's a
he's at the
nice
Giants.
place.
I mean, you're getting that for being a special team
probably
coach.
just moved there if he was the
Yeah.
special team coach.
The Giants gave him a big salary, so
Giants are willing to pay anyone who can do.
they're willing to give money to anyone.
All right, here we go.
All right, Big Blue. What do we got? Oh, McKinney.
That was a long announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
That's a good
Not
pick,
I thought it'd be front seven, but we knew it'd be defense.
I mean,
Honestly, I think that's a good pick.
probably the best available player right now.
Best
Yeah.
available
Oh,
player.
for sure.
Giants could use.
Of
another guy
course,
at
the
safety.
Giants would take somebody at like a devalued position, like before. Like that's just what they do.
McKinney can play.
No, he can
JT.
play. Like, I don't hate it, but like they clearly like they don't like. Gettleman is clearly not like an analytics guy, and he does not like he just takes who he likes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
for sure.
I mean,
Like,
best
Like,
available
McCaffrey
player. He went
and-
with it.
Yeah.
When he was the Panthers, he selected McCaffrey in the top 10.
Oh, the Patriots
I
pick
think
is
it
in.
was
They're
okay.
picking a player.
Wow,
Wow,
it-
Belichick
It
knew
has
who
to
he
be.
wanted
It
right
has
away.
to be an edge rusher. Or
I think
Yeah.
Ebenezer.
Yeah.
He's such a Patriots
Ebenezer.
type
Yeah,
player.
Ebenezer Bond
Ebenezer or Gross Matos. It's one
No,
of
I
those.
don't
two.
Could
think
get
Gross
it-
Matos is a Patriots type player.
could get a linebacker too, but I don't think that's early.
Ebenezer. We got Vinovich last year, I think.
Could be
Similar in some
Ebenezer.
way.
That was the guy that was going to them in a lot of.
Would it be a surprise if it was an offensive player?
Yeah.
Yes,
I could
that's
see
not gonna
them taking a
happen.
receiver, but I don't know. I don't think Belichick would do that.
No way he does that.
In Bill, we trust.
True.
That would be they could
I
get
think
like
he was
Denzel
expecting
man.
QB in the later rounds.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I was prepared to see a pick last night, and we traded it away.
Hmm
Could
I
be
want to see something.
I want to see a pick. Give me a pick.
that Blacklock is still there.
As long
Logan
as
Definitely
Wilson.
talent available.
a front seven guy or maybe a tight end, I'd be satisfied.
I don't think they take tight end this early with
I don't
Stone
think the hidden
ongoing.
classes.
Nah.
The hidden classes
Not
not very good this year.
Hasn't gone yet.
I don't see Cole Kmet being like that far ahead of any.
Oh, we got Marquise Lee. I didn't even know that.
Oh, Belichick.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
shocked that Belichick let them
silent
put a
building.
camera in his house. I gotta be honest with you.
The Jaguars cut him.
It's just a dog. It's just a dog.
Marquise Lee
It's
is
not
like
even
inching
him.
me.
It's just a dog. That's crazy. They didn't even show Bill.
There are a lot of tight ends in this draft. I don't think you go with one this early.
Wow.
And none of them are really first round
Kyle
talent.
Duggar.
I don't know if they're.
None of them are dynamic. I don't think Cole Kmet's dynamic.
They
Most
took
of his production
Duggar.
came in on like underneath routes. Oh, good safety, but I think there are better safeties on the board.
He was a
yeah, there were
D2.
better safeties on the board,
I
and
think Delpit
I don't-
and Winfield would be better.
I think definitely the front seven was a bigger priority than a safety, and it's important to find a successor for Devin McCourty, but I don't think that was a early round priority.
Thomas, what are your thoughts?
I am shocked, but I mean, a D2 player in the second round is bold for sure.
I'll tell you
But-
what, I do not like it. A D2 player, I don't care if he's the best D2 player in the world. It's D2, not the best, safety on the board. I don't even think we should have taken a safety to begin with. Like,
I think if
we already-
McKinney was there, you take him.
Yeah, I would have taken McKinney.
Like,
I mean, he's a. Looking at him, he just looks like a great overall player. He has good speed, good length. He's fairly big. He can cover the ground well, and he can match up against tight ends, which
I know,
Patriots
but we don't
secondary isn't
need.
that good against tight ends.
Yeah, but we don't need more secondary. Like, that's all our team is. I don't know.
Well, I mean, both McCourty and Chung are, in their early 30s, so
That's
think-
true.
I'm not against picking a safety.
I think it's
I
a
want a safety.
good pick. I think Duggar is a bit early. I would have taken a Winfield maybe over him, but Duggar overall
I like
seems like the
Delpit too.
better player
I
than
would have
Delpit
taken
too.
Jeremy Chin here.
Jeremy
Just a
Chin is an
surprise.
interesting player. He's decent on the pass rush too.
Yeah, I would have had. I
Wow.
have 3 safeties.
All right,
on the
Panthers
board.
pick is already
I think
in.
they might have been betting on McKinney there potentially.
Oh yeah, probably.
But I'm surprised they didn't
But
take
they
longer.
said
But with how fast they
Hangers
put the
to a
pick
corner.
in, I think it's very interesting. Like
I
a
don't
Christian
know.
Fulton.
Yep, Gross
Bolton.
Matos right there.
McKinney was.
Yeah, not surprised with the edge rusher from.
Good pick. Hey, he's still on the board. Go get him. Ebeneza's still not been picked, though. That's a surprise.
Definitely. He could be
I
a
thought he
steal
would have
here.
been picked by now.
Yeah, a lot of reduction college for him.
I think it's the combine puts in so much to people's opinions nowadays, and I don't agree
Yeah, but
with
it's
it.
not really
But
that important.
I know exactly, but that's how so many different general managers
A
change
pick
their
is in.
picks based off just.
And it's interesting that they go edge here, the Panthers, after they selected Brian Burns last year in the first round. So
Yeah.
2 years in a row, an early round edge players. Yeah.
Here we go. Dolphins pick is already in.
Blacklock or Epinesa.
I would.
No,
I mean,
they select-
Ebeneza's
they would-
still on the board. Take him.
I think they went D tackle last year, so I don't see Blacklock going.
I mean, they already covered the.
They got offense.
Could be Jonathan Taylor.
Definitely, yeah.
They already
Running back,
they already got their
Who
O
do they have on the roster?
tackle.
Jordan Howard.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see Miami taking a running back. I mean, it's definitely a big need of theirs.
Yeah,
So,
but who are they gonna go with?
Jonathan Taylor, maybe J.K. Dobbins.
I think
Dobbins,
see
those are
J.K.
probably the top
I
two.
could definitely see a front seven guy potentially.
Which
Just add to
safety
that
would they go
defense that
with?
they've built up.
Now that McKinney's off the board, which safety did he go with?
Winfield or
Winfield.
Delpit are both
Maybe
really good options.
Winfield.
Winfield makes sense.
He's so
I
much
like Delpit
upside.
too. Delpit's really good in coverage, and obviously he's a really bad tackler, but that's something you can coach.
Yeah.
I think he's so good in coverage that you can't really let him slide that much.
Yeah, I mean he had a great second year at LSU. He had some injury problems and fell off a bit this year, but I still think he's worth a second round pick.
Nah, I don't know. I'm just not happy with the Pats pick. That was so disappointing. That
Yeah.
was
That was
The lead up-
interesting.
Taking off the board, they shouldn't have taken a safety. They should have gone.
they could have
Division
got
two safety.
they just could have got Kyler Duggar like
Next
fourth
round.
round.
Next
He's-
round.
he's
Yeah,
compare-
you get Epineza right there.
Michael, on this one website, I see him compared to Pat Chung, so it's a little redundant. Like, I don't know.
I mean, Patrick Chung is really gone down in
Yeah,
production
he's-
recently.
I guess he's
Yeah.
Pat Chung's replacement. I guess that's the.
I'm not a big Pat Chung
I know, but
person
I
anymore.
wanted a front
Yeah.
seven guy. We need someone who can stop the run.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
teams
if
are
you're
gonna
adding
run all over
safeties
us.
with
We already
pass rush
signed
ability,
Phillips there.
I know, but we got great cornerbacks too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get safety help is important, but we have
Our
Gilmore, we
secondary
have
set.
J.C. Jackson, we have Jonathan Jones. Like, those are three really, really good cornerbacks.
Jason McCourty.
Yeah, with Jason McCourty. I mean,
It's true.
do we need another guy who's not going to be able to stop the run? I mean, I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but
I mean,
we
you
don't
lose-
have anyone who can stop the run.
you lose
We
Deron
have
Harmon.
nobody. Harmon really wasn't that good.
You lose
Compared to the other
And-
guys, no.
I mean, he was better than Chung.
Yeah, he's actually one of the better safeties in the league.
Better than Chung for sure.
Man,
And they did sign-
They did sign like 2 safeties, but more
they signed
special
Adrian
teams.
Phillips, who was
Adrian Phillips.
an underrated guy on the Chargers.
we gotta sign a
They signed
front
Cody
seven.
Davis too, who's more of a special team.
I don't know who our offensive line is. Does anyone know besides Chase Winovich? Like who are our front
D-line?
seven? Who's left?
Hightower's still there.
Why?
Hightower.
Hightower,
Hightower,
Jawan
better.
Bentley, John Simon,
We did sign.
Is
Bowen
Dietrich
Sky.
Wise still around?
Dietrich Wise.
Yeah.
You know, those guys. I mean, I don't know. They sound like good players, but they
Those are
weren't
depth
able to
guys
get it
that
done
need
last
more.
year. So I don't even know what to think. You know, like they weren't able to get
I th-
to stop the run.
I think Douglas definitely a Patriots guy in terms of like special team abilities. They always seem to tend towards special teamers and just add to that.
It doesn't seem like they're going with a win now approach. It seems like they're looking into their future a little bit more. But I would have taken a linebacker if that was the case because Hightower's getting older as well.
Yeah, and you don't have Van Noy. You don't have any of those guys.
Looking at
anymore.
Duggar's combine though, this guy ran a 4.49 and had a 42-inch vertical. I mean,
I think
he
just the
was great
scale
for
for
it.
almost every team is
Jeremy
D2.
Smith as
Yeah.
impressive at the combine. He's another.
Yeah,
safety.
I mean, look, my thing is he's D2.
No, he's really good at the Senior Bowl though against D1.
Yeah, he was solid at the Senior Bowl.
I know, but I don't like to look too much into the Senior Bowl. It's
Why not? It's what
He's
you
at a
want. You say
school
he's
that's like a
D2, so
top
you're
two
scared.
Look,
He doesn't have much.
I don't think the Senior Bowl is an accurate representation. You're
Every
getting
player's
a
trying to
mix of
prove
guys
himself.
who come and play all together for one game. It's one game. It's not a good representation of a whole career. I don't know. I'm not saying the Senior
You
Bowl
have
doesn't
to
mean
have
anything, but I just think that picking a D2 guy this early.
I mean, you know, one person that really shot out at the Senior Bowl was like Gardner Minshew,
It's true.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he's had a great
That's the
career.
quarterback. This is a safety who's not even going to start for the Patriots this year.
Yeah.
I think
I think he'll definitely play a good
I think
amount.
bodies on the field right now. Like I think he'll get reps next year.
I mean, Drew Lock looked great at the Senior Bowl. Senior Bowl is really a good like way that a lot of teams see these lesser known guys that kind of go over your heads.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
I know.
D2 guy.
Terry McLaurin probably had like one of the better Senior Bowls, and he was unknown before that.
It's true, and he's turned out to be a pretty big steal for the Redskins.
True.
Completely.
It's true. Alec, you
Yeah,
guys are right.
But if I was going to take a D2 guy, I would have taken a D2 pass rusher here. If there was a guy
I mean-
who Patriots
Yeah, but
like,
Kyle
but a
Duggar's so-
safety, I don't know.
I mean, it's the Patriots. They always do everything to buff up their special teams presence. They seem to always get special
No, but not
teams in
even
the
special
draft.
teams. This guy could be good in coverage in the
He
future.
can be, but
He probably is the best pure burst of any safety this year.
he's gonna
Oh,
start on this.
the other thing is Matthew Slater's getting old, right?
It's true.
I mean, Matthew Slater is the best gunner of all time. In the
I
history.
don't
of
think
the
they
NFL.
look at him as like a Matthew Slater replacement. Though.
No,
think
I
that's
don't think they
definitely
look at him
not.
as
safety
Matthew
Yeah, I don't
Slater.
think
He's
he
a
drafted
Pat-
Matthew
he's Pat
Slater
Sons
for
and
the
they'd have
second
no-
Yeah.
round.
But I think that definitely the same type of speed in vertical. As Matthew Slater probably has. I don't know.
Good. Great comp.
they far better. Yeah.
All right, let's get the pick. Come on, the Dolphins.
All
been-
right, Miami,
pick is
fourth
in-
pick already.
I
Yeah,
think
what
we're
they
going
got.
fast.
I know the Dolphins' fourth pick is already here.
Mm-hmm.
I think running back.
yeah, maybe a safety, but probably a running back.
Oh no, DeAndre Swift gone.
Ooh, some O line. Robert Hunt.
They're really
Wow.
line.
Yeah.
They are Tua
an
is not
underrated
getting
pick.
touched next year. He's not getting
Well, he will
touched.
because these are rookie O linemen who are very raw. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, they made an investment in Tua, and they want to
They're
make sure he's
you know,
protected.
but hey, look, they're protecting their investment. This is like their insurance.
Robert Hunt's an inside guy, right? Like a guard?
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
a
guard.
guard.
They need
No,
an
he's a
inside guy.
oh, yeah. I mean, he was a tackle in college, but he can play both.
I still would have taken like a Cushenberry or Bydad's over him in terms of if you're going inside, move like one of them to
Would
guard.
Cushenberry.
Like move Cushenberry, although he played center, move to a guard. He could be,
Rage and cage.
I think, more standout than a Robert
I
Hunt.
think interior offensive linemen in general, or you could switch them back and forth from guard and center without much of a change. The only real difference is snapping the football.
It's true.
It's hard to
Not
get a
bad.
good center. It's not too hard to
I
get a good.
thought they would
guard.
go defense, but you know,
What's also interesting is if they're looking to protect Tua, they probably should have gone for a really good pass protector. This guy doesn't have much experience in pass protection after playing at Louisiana, which runs like 60%.
pick is in. Here we go.
Yeah, this
Who-
round's moving like clockwork.
Yeah.
I like
don't even know who that-
faster.
With the Texans are on the clock. I think Ross Blacklock here.
I mean, look,
Yeah, that
who do they need on offense? Well, you would have said at the end of last season. Well, I mean, look, wide receiver, they got D Hop, they got Stills, they're pretty decent. I mean, running back, they
They
need a little
tight
bit
end,
help.
but that's not
They need,
gonna
they need a tight end.
It's
But
gotta
now,
be like secondary or it's defense. I feel like.
I think interior defensive line. I think
they
Could
haven't
be-
had a
could be
pick yet, though.
Blacklock.
This is the Texans' first pick of the draft, so we
They
really
were
don't know where
trying
they're
to
going
trade
with
up,
this.
but it never happened.
I don't know. They could go offense or defense here.
It's really hard to tell with this pick because they have a lot of different needs in different spots, but no
Yeah.
glaring needs either.
I think
glaring
they
need
could go. I think they could go tight end. I think they could. They could go
Maybe
wide
come back.
receiver.
Mike,
would
can you
say
see the
wide
chat?
receiver. Yes, I did
Okay,
see.
now.
Mr. Welby is listening.
Mr. Welby's in this?
Siri
Mr.
and
Welby
Welby.
is listening. Here we go. I guess we're gonna find out right now. Blacklock.
It's a good
That's the
pick.
right pick.
I called it. I called it, man. I called it. Yeah.
Hey, Benny's on his game tonight, folks.
I did not expect them
Benny
to fall
Gillis.
this much. I thought Texans. I think I had them getting Gallimore, and I had Blacklock going earlier.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
Black.
Gallimore's more of a nose tackle type, but yeah, I mean, definitely can play D tackle as well. But I think they need someone besides Timmy Jernigan in their interior defensive line
Yeah.
for next year.
Texans would be an interesting team next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be
They actually
strange.
really people don't pay attention to this, but they really improved their offensive line last year.
They
Because
did.
obviously in the past
They'll
it's been
probably
terrible.
address it more this year in
Mhm.
this draft.
I mean, it's
They
gonna
just
be
signed Larry
interesting.
Tunsil to the biggest offensive lineman contract in the league. 3
I
years,
know.
66 million.
It's gonna be
The
interesting to
Colts-
see how
It's not even.
how the players react to Bill O'Brien. I mean, he's been getting so much heat. You
He's
think?
gonna get a lot of heat lately. I don't know
He
how.
needs to get fired. He needs to come on. He needs to get fired.
Maybe not get fired, but he
He
can't.
just
be the
needs.
GM.
Yeah,
No,
they
he
need a
can't be a
GM.
GM. Can't.
Keep him as coach.
I don't like him as a coach. I don't like him as a coach. He went what was it 24-0 on the Chiefs, and you blow
Yeah,
that. I know it's
that's
Patrick Mahomes.
tough.
You don't blow 24-0. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know how you do
Kyle
that.
Shanahan
I don't know
does
how
it.
they blew that lead. I
It's
was
not. It's not
watching
even
that
they
game.
blew it. They just almost got their points doubled, even though they were up 20-0.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
they?
It was.
Lose by 20 somehow? Like, how
They
do
lost
you
by
do
20.
that?
It was
Yeah.
51-31. They
ridiculous.
lost by 20. They were
How do you
24.
do
It was
that?
51-31.
It's embarrassing.
Still can't
it's
get over how the
just-
49ers blew the lead in the Super Bowl, but it is Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Still 24. Go on.
Still though, I
10
mean, like
Atkins already
24
dead.
unanswered. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big Bill O'Brien fan. He's
I'm
just
not
like
at all.
Thomas
always
and I were
liked their
talking
roster.
before the show. He's the Texans are the discount team of the league, right?
Mhm.
They got Bill O'Brien. He's a discount. He's your bargain brand. Bill Belichick. They got Brandon Cooks, who's your discount D Hop. You
Yeah.
got your discount running backs you picked up from the dollar store.
We thinking-
and
I
then
think Denzel Mims here. Actually, Zach Bond, because they have a glaring need at linebacker.
They already
Yeah,
took.
I think-
They already took Pittman. I think it's Bonner Epineza. So they already filled the
Bond
wide
can
receiver
play.
gap.
Funk
Wait, aren't the
might
Browns
have
on the clock?
been
Where
there,
is
or-
Chris Ballard? Does
The
he have
Colts.
a bar in his house?
It looks like he does.
That's crazy. He's not even in the
Wait.
chair.
Is this 41? Sorry. My
This
Yeah,
is 41.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis
What do we
Oh, so
got?
there's a trade? Oh, jeez. Weren't the Browns allowed to pick here?
Yeah, it was a trade. Colts
Oh,
traded
my
up.
bad. So the Colts, they don't have many needs, really. I mean,
Jonathan Taylor.
Just
They
wide
got their
receiver.
wide receiver.
Whoa.
that's weird because Marlon Mack seems to be like.
He was
Yeah, I know.
really strong
I
last
like
year.
Marlon Mack. But I
Wow.
don't know.
That's surprising. You know.
I mean, Taylor's
They
a
don't have any
solid
needs
prospect.
anyway, so.
And then
They can find
Browns
needs.
will
They-
still probably get a wide receiver.
O-line
Yeah.
help.
So they traded
Yeah.
over the Jags to get Taylor?
They did.
What?
I mean, Nakeem Hines wasn't bad either last year when Mac was
Yeah,
out.
that's
Mhm.
great.
But
It's interesting.
But they
That's
were
weird.
injured a lot too.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought the Colts were definitely going to go for some sort of defensive help here.
I thought it made
I
corner
did
because
too.
they have Xavier Rhodes and Rocky Sin, but you know, I don't know if those are starting
I
caliber
think I had
corners right there.
said
Mhm.
J.K. Dobbins was going to go to Tampa Bay. I think at this point, with Taylor off the board and Swift off the board,
You
that's
can't
probably
risk
the
it.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dobbins has got to be the next one to go.
I would have rather Tampa Bay get more of a receiving back, considering how kind of receiving heavy it's looking for their team and how it was last year. But if you just
I feel like James
I
White.
mean,
maybe
Dobbins
three
caught
up
some
in the game.
passes. At
Nope, the
Ohio
pick is
State.
in. Jaguars.
Wow.
I mean, the
Jaguars-
Jaguars have so many needs in my opinion.
Winfield,
so-
I think they
They
should go
do.
safety. I think Anthony
yeah,
Winfield.
it
could.
could be
think-
Winfield.
It's either a safety or
Could be
a
Matabuke.
D lineman potentially. Someone to replace Calais Campbell.
Yeah, they could get Matabuke, the Texas A&M interior D line.
Mhm.
Could be Neville Gallimore, Raekwon Davis also there. Good D lineman.
They have a lot of needs, so
What do you guys
Gallimore
think
was
of the
a-
Jonathan Taylor pick?
I mean, he's a solid player, extremely fast. I just don't know if it's a need for the Colts.
Yeah, I don't think it is a need for the. They have, in addition.
I
to
don't know.
Marlon
I don't
Mack, they
think
have
Taylor's a
Deion
great pick.
Hines.
I really don't. I mean, they had. I think a wide receiver would have been a nice pick. You know, they could have
For the
picked a
Colts, there you
quarterback.
could address that though.
I mean, Taylor's a
Good
great
value,
runner,
It's not a need.
Yeah. I mean,
Generally.
there's no arguing
Nothing
that.
against Taylor, but is he a team?
and
need?
he's decent in the pass play.
I know, but I think
which
Marlon Mack
might-
and Naheem Hines were also decent in the past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were. I mean,
Deion
they,
Hines
look,
is
they're.
is a big passing back.
and they could be scared about Marlon Mack re-injury because he had some issues last year.
Yeah, but even still.
and
Like Chris Ballard yesterday said that if you see a guy that you like that you like so much, you sort of neglect team need and you just take him.
yeah,
They're probably a huge fan
and
of
we're-
Taylor.
same thing
Real
with the
talent versus need.
same thing with DeAndre Swift to the Lions. It's like not really too big of needs for these teams, but they like
You
the
really
run.
think they're gonna be
the
a
running
game
back.
changer? at the
Carry
next
on
level?
has
You
Yeah.
think they can-
injury problems than Marlon
Yeah.
Mack, so I like the Swift pick slightly better than the Taylor pick.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think Jacksonville could go with anyone here.
I still have
I mean-
Winfield going.
Yeah,
I think Winfield's NFL comp might be the Honey Badger. You know, smaller guys but hard
Grant
hitters, great in
Delpit going
coverage.
third.
If you guys think Winfield, I'll trust you guys. I don't know much about Winfield. You guys seem set on him though, so
Yeah,
I'll
he's
Winfield's
take
great.
I'll take you
been
guys
rising
for
up
this one.
draft boards lately.
Only one season of high level production, but he was damn good when he was back.
he has a
I
lot
mean,
of
look,
upside.
We're in the second round right now, so it's
I think Delpit has more upside, but Winfield might be the safer pick here.
If he's Delpit can't tackle. I said that's coachable, but like at the same time, do you really want a guy who can't tackle? He really cannot tackle at all.
I think it was Al Kuiper who, although I don't respect much of his opinion, he had like Winfield as the #1 safety over like a McKinney. Which most people
Yeah,
did.
he said that McKinney was the best pure safety, which I agree with. But
McKinney
Winfield
is the
definitely has
best.
higher upside as a pure cover safety, a deep safety.
Yeah.
He's not gonna play much in the box, but very rangy, good coverage, hard hitter, especially for his size.
See,
5'9".
Mhm.
there's so many ads. I've never seen more ads than this.
But they don't have anything to fill it.
Yeah.
I know, but they could. I mean, look, they could do what we're
don't have
doing.
good
They could have
analysts,
some
Mike. They don't have
analysts on and have
Yeah.
them talk
Yeah.
about the picks.
I mean, they do.
There's Mel
fill-
Mel
Kiper
Kiper
and
Just
the
Just live stream us on there.
You
Yeah.
can go to another channel. They probably have analysts for most of it.
I don't know.
Primary.
See.
And they have
So
Henry
many
Ruggs,
ads.
And Mel
ESPN,
Kiper
and
talk about
also
every pick,
NFL
so.
Network.
Look, I don't want Mel Kiper to talk about any pick, but I take that over, all
Yeah,
the
the-
ads.
Just for this year, especially the NFL-based stream isn't best. I'd go to probably another. You're looking
I
for more
usually watch-
analysts.
I usually watch the NFL Network for the draft, and you have
I'm
guys
on the
like
network,
Nick
yeah.
Jeremiah there.
I don't know.
You can
I was
just-
watching.
Just come to us, best analysts out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, just come to
It's
us.
true.
Like, why aren't they kind of
Master plan. That's where they should be.
They
Should
gotta
be,
be kind
should be
of
putting us on the TV.
I know. We're the
Yeah.
ones. We're doing the hard work over here.
Exactly.
Goodell's just sitting in his house. Is it time again? Time for the cameras. Hey,
Yep.
all right, and with the
We didn't get enough fans for this team behind me.
bro, they literally some teams. I don't know how they can't get enough
The
fans.
Chargers had like what 8? I don't know. They had like
Chargers
3
had
empty
some
boxes.
empty boxes. I
Well,
mean,
like,
some teams
the
have
Rams
some
set
empty
It's
boxes.
gotta
but
be-
the Chargers had like a
Cardinals
bunch.
Get more fans.
It's got to be they put like some people in, and then like either like connection issues or the people just never showed up or something.
Yeah.
Probably no shows.
But with the Chargers, it's just like, well, they don't have many fans to begin with. So it's just funny that it happened to the Chargers rather than like any other team.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
it happened to the Patriots, people wouldn't notice. Because it happened to the Chargers, people are like making fun of that too.
Yep.
I feel like the Rams, like they're probably gonna have a rough year, and maybe if the Chargers are doing a lot better, they'll get some more fans.
They're not.
The
I don't
Rams
know,
have 2 picks this. The Rams have 2 picks this round, and they're looking to address the interior of their offensive line.
Hey, look, Booger.
We'll
I
go.
love Booger. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how
Is he
has
still
a
on Monday Night
job.
Football? I think he's still
He
in.
is.
Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts.
He is.
Like
He is.
Cap-
I don't know. Like his analysis is. Well, he's a quarterback, so that means he's going to be throwing the ball for the team. Like what? Like come on!
Wait.
Like give me something of value. Give me something with depth and
With
That's how
content
I feel
instead of
whenever I listen to the Master Plan podcast, I feel the same way.
get a name.
did Peyton Manning declined his deal from Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got
I would.
Booger McFarland and who else as the
I don't
main
even know.
casters
The
there?
guy who
Joe
does the
Tessitore.
play-by-play.
Joe Tessitore. He's actually a good play-by-play guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I like.
Heard something about Tony Romo going there, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
they're
please.
they're not getting
Tony
rid of
Romo.
Tony Romo.
I want him to stay. Tony Romo was the.
He's staying on CBS.
There's no way they're losing him.
Yeah, Romo signed that extension
Wow.
with CBS.
A wide
the highest
receiver
paid broadcaster of all
Other
time.
than Mims. Interesting.
Tony Romo's getting like actual
Wide
NFL
receivers
QB numbers
Falling
there.
right down that board.
Chanel. Not a
Mhm.
bad pick. I honestly wasn't. I'm not.
Shaw has a
surprised.
lot of injury
Big time.
Yeah,
issues.
I don't think
Surgery,
the
March
Jaguars
3rd.
need a wide receiver as much as people say they do because they already have DJ Chark who broke out last year.
DJ
they
Chark
have
was
DJ
great this
Westbrook.
year.
Solid.
BD Westbrook as well.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, and then Chris Conley's a veteran guy.
when Chenault played, he was a really strong receiver and he was
I
good
think Chenault
after the
can
catch.
very well be the best wide receiver in this class, 10 years from now. But the
Besides,
question is, can he
can
turn his
stay
athletic
healthy
talent into-
too.
He's also a bit raw. A little.
Oh, pick is in for the Bears.
Wow,
That's
Bears going
fast.
quick.
No trade so far. This
They
is
know who
crazy.
they want.
It's fast from the Bears. This is the Bears' first
Yeah.
pick in the draft.
probably
O line,
will.
First pick in the draft.
or front seven, like maybe like
I
I
think
mean, they
think
did
cornerback.
lose Prince Mukamara and they lost Haha Clinton Dix.
True, they
Yeah,
could go
cornerback.
secondary.
They
secondary
have
is
Eddie
interesting.
Jackson there, but they need another safety and probably another corner.
I think Trayvon Diggs maybe. I don't
All
know.
right, if it's a quarterback,
I think I'm taking
gonna
Fulton
lose my
over
mind.
Diggs.
If they
Yeah, I
pick
mean-
like Eason or
No,
I
Hurts,
do
I'm
not
gonna
take
lose
Eason.
my
There's
mind.
no
It's
way.
not worth this early a pick.
I'm just
Well, I think
saying.
Fulton's still on the board, right?
Fulton's still on
the board. Yeah.
Fulton's still on the
I think
board.
they go Fulton here because their number 2 corner currently for the 2020 season is going to be Artie Burns. So
Yeah, I don't think that's who
want
you
that
want.
They could
person.
run with Buster Screen. He's a veteran guy who there's.
I still don't
the-
want Buster
the
Screen as my
pick
number
was-
2 corner. I think Kyle
Is-
Fuller's damn good. But
Is Logan
Yeah.
Ryan still out there? Because they have a decent amount of cap. room,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, he's still out there.
I heard
Especially
Logan
if-
Ryan was
Yeah.
on the
a
Titans.
lot of
last
good
year,
guys are
right?
still out there. Like Damon Harrison could be a good defensive tackle for any team, really.
Yeah.
Because when
Yeah.
he's actually trying, unlike last year,
I don't know.
He's getting older,
he's an
though.
elite D tackle.
I don't
He's
necessarily know
unstoppable.
who wants to go to the Jaguars at this point, with especially all the
They're
Almost
probably
Yeah,
everyone
with all, like,
wanting
the
out.
stuff going on. Yeah, I don't
Ngakoue
want to go.
having a couple issues there.
Yep, not the best place to
Could be
play.
like, yeah, Winfield, Fulton, Diggs if they like him.
Mhm.
I think Chenault's setting it up for their QB of the future. If they're probably gonna tank for Trevor Lawrence in this year's.
I don't know, man. I think
Yeah.
Jaguars are going to stick with
Next year's
Minshew.
draft.
Yeah, I feel like they want to give Minshew a shot.
Yeah, they're
I like
building around him
Minshew.
now. It looks like.
They're not going to
Minshew is
tank.
better
I,
than
I
most
still
of
think they
these
should
guys.
take a QB in the later tier.
Give him some competition.
Like,
man.
yeah. Was signed someone
I mean,
maybe?
they don't have a good backup
Yeah.
right now.
I don't know who's taken a low enough deal out of these quarterbacks. Like Cam Newton, Jameis Winston
No.
still probably want at least 15.
Maybe Joe Flacco
Yeah.
could get
They won't
better
start him.
Flacco's interesting.
I don't
Mhm.
like Flacco at all. He's
Broncos
so boring.
got rid of a lot of dead money. Lost a lot.
They did.
The Broncos have done a great
But he's
job.
gonna be
I think.
cheap
I don't know.
now.
I like Vic Fangio.
He's
I
definitely
like
gonna
their
be cheap
roster.
now. Hey, maybe there's someone that Monday Night Football.
What is
could
going
sign.
on in Matt Nagy's room? What is
I
that?
don't want to know.
What is
Okay.
on the wall? Is that what?
Some really interesting stuff going on with these teams who are picking for the first time today.
I know.
Hmm.
Those are like
I want to
profiles,
see.
though.
I want to see Vrabel again.
Oh yeah.
I want to see what's going on
well, they're
today.
gonna-
I want Vrabel. I want Belichick. I want to see Belichick because we just saw the
Not
dog.
his dog sitting in his chair.
I mean, dude, Belichick is the
Joe
biggest.
Shuttlesworth dog.
Come on.
And the
mean, he-
Patriots are gonna post another video about like this is what happened when we took a pick or did a trade like they did yesterday, which just showed Belichick talking but didn't let him.
We do have four
Yep.
more picks in this tonight. Like
Yeah, they have a lot of second,
front
third,
and
fourth.
round.
They do.
We got one for Rob Gronkowski.
Hmm.
They do fourth.
All right.
I want to
come
see
on.
them take Josh
Who the
Love.
Bears
I like
picking?
Josh Love.
Who will they pick?
Come on, Bears.
Come on,
Bears
Roger. Let's
fans
hear
look
it.
happy.
I think my screen's a little bit behind here. So
Wow, they went tight end.
Cole Kmet,
Cole
Hunter
Kmet.
Bryant.
Wow.
Cole
I don't like
Kmet.
that pick at all. I mean,
I mean, they definitely needed.
Put some trust
They
in
do need
Graham
Cole. They
and
need a
Nash.
tight end.
They need tight end. I feel like it's early.
It
Cole
is.
Kmet is not dynamic at all. I mean, the guy, most of
they've-
his yardage came out underneath routes, like pulls in the zone. He's not dynamic.
They
I
have
don't
Jimmy
know.
Graham. It's a tight end.
I don't know,
It's
man.
quite
Yeah.
weak. I
Weird
think they
pick.
should have
That's
gone
not
O
gonna play
line.
much. He could have been a starter.
Double major in political science and economics and a 3.5 GPA. So
I
There you
definitely
go.
think they should have got like a tackle here, not
Alright,
defense.
3.5
I
might
could have
not
seen
play,
him going
yeah.
to the Patriots
Yeah.
just because of his high IQ. And he's
I don't know.
in a position of need.
So could this be a chain reaction of tight ends finally going off, like we just kind of saw with
Probably.
running backs
It's
after
But like,
It's
having
very
some-
possible.
gotta
who's the
take
number two
one.
tight end in this class? Hunter
I
Bryant.
know Brian, Noah
It's
That is
Ives,
small.
Speed,
You know-
Hopkins. could
Bryce
be
Hopkins.
close.
Hmm.
I think Chase Claypool, also from Notre Dame,
but what's
at
Adam
6'4", 238, could be converted into a tight end.
the Dayton?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
Troutman?
Adam Troutman, yeah.
Thad Moss is probably
Chase
your tight
Claypool
end.
ran a 4.42 at the combine. He ran a 4.42.
Yeah, he
He
was
also
a
measured in 238 pounds and 6'4".
he was a
He
crazy
could be a
breakout.
Darren
at
Waller
the-
type player in the future.
Yeah,
I want to see him bulk up and like maybe a tight end conversion. I'd like to see that.
And the guy out of Missouri, Alberto, they call him.
yeah, pretty fast. I would.
Winfield and Dobbins are still on the board.
I think
I like
Dobbins
both
could
of them.
definitely go to the Bucks next pick.
Yeah.
Just because they're
Mhm.
Honestly,
scared
the
of
Bucks
Browns
are
losing
gonna
gonna
it.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks probably take Dobbins. Browns
Browns
maybe
go
a wide
receiver.
receiver or a linebacker.
They go
Yeah,
T
yeah,
Higgins.
I can see that.
Well,
I think
Depends on
linebacker,
Mims,
right?
right?
He's,
I mean, Zach
Mims,
Bond's
yeah.
on the board at this
yeah,
point.
I mean the Browns. The current linebackers are Mac Wilson and Sione Takitaki. So
I like
I don't
Mac
like
Wilson
talent there.
a lot.
Linebacker.
I mean, are you
It's not- I'll
prioritizing
play.
secondary over like a Denzel Mims with his pretty drop from a?
Mims has been free falling.
What? I mean, what is on the walls of Matt Nagy's room?
We
It's
just
so
don't
much
know.
it's
writing.
like game logs or something. I don't know.
Why put the?
Matt Nagy showing Komet his whole family. Oh, this is my son. This is my other son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him. I don't like him, man.
I'm
I mean,
surprised with
Yeah, I don't
the,
know if Nagy really wants to put a lot of those game logs on his wall.
no,
Uh,
some ugly offensive performances on
Trubisky.
there.
Oh,
Oh, Trubisky.
I mean,
another
Trubisky had a
injury.
I
couple.
think Trubisky might do a little better.
he had a
this
couple
year.
great
Get an
games, padded
year.
by a fourth quarter. They were getting absolutely dumped on by a couple teams. And Trubisky, give him credit. He's the garbage garbage time king. You know,
That's-
Oh,
when
he
when
is.
it comes time for him to pad his stats, he's got it down pat.
I
I mean,
think
the definition of padding stats is Mitch Trubisky in the fourth quarter, down by 20. Just, maybe now I'll start to play. He's so
I
bad.
think Josh Jones has definitely been an interesting
He's
tackle
gone.
prospect. He was supposed to be, for most people, offensive tackle 5 going.
And Bond
The
has
Dolphins.
been falling way more than expected.
Bond had the
I mean-
issues with his drug test at the combine, which I don't think causes for a big fall, but could be something.
He was a great pass rusher in
I
college.
still
and
think the
also
Browns
a ton
should
of
take
versatility.
Bond here. That's the best.
And Bond was also fairly good in coverage too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could
What do
be
you have, like,
a
9 sacks this
multi-purpose
season or
guy
something?
for the Browns.
Should be an interesting pick. I feel like it's got to be defense, if not a wide receiver.
Yeah, there's been so
I
many
think it's
offensive
defense. I
players
think they
taken
go
in this-
linebacker.
Absolutely, a linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't
they
they?
need a lot of depth there. They only really have 2 quality starters there. They lost Joe Schobert.
The Jaguars, yeah.
That was a
You know,
good pick
like
up for
their
Jack.
their projected starters at linebackers are both second-year players.
They could be looking
Well,
at
they're not
trades
club now.
too. If some team like I don't know, like a Steelers or someone wants to trade up
Well, they
ahead of
already
the
traded
Bucks.
down once.
I
They
know.
can't seem to do it again.
I mean,
a couple-
don't overthink it. Just take a good linebacker.
A couple
That's what you-
teams might want to trade up for the J.K. Dobbins, expecting Tampa to take him.
Yeah, but if you move back,
I
is
hope
Zach
Tampa
Bond
gets
still going to be on the
Dobbins.
board?
That would be a great pick for them.
Yeah,
That
I
would
think
probably,
Bucks go Dobbins.
I think they have to
that
take
would nail in the
linebacker
Super
here.
Bowl run.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Zach
think-
Bond.
I think they take linebacker.
Is Epinesa still on the board? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of
Interesting
guys
pick.
falling.
I think it's really just the combine performance for Epinesa that turns a lot of teams. Doesn't look as athletic. It's like a
Originally, he was looking at maybe a mid-first round pick,
Yeah,
but he's
definitely in the
fallen.
teens.
Yeah, some
I
people look at
s-
top 10.
I certainly think this kind of shows for Epinesa how performance, but his combine was weak. It shows how much the combine can play into a player's
Mhm.
draft.
He's never been thought as like super athletic, but the fact that he ran 5'1", there are few edge defenders in the NFL who run that slow. So
So at
There's
this
some worry
point,
there.
He's one of the best players left on the board, so I wouldn't be shocked if he went soon,
definitely, yeah. I think
Yeah.
especially
Also-
with all the guys that are gone now.
Also interesting to the combine was Henry Ruggs going up yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think like the
That was
Raiders
more
would have been better
Gruden.
off with CeeDee
Mhm.
Lamb there,
Yeah, probably. CeeDee Lamb's drop was
and it would have been better for CeeDee Lamb, who could take on the #1 role there.
probably will have more success in.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Oakland. Than
I think
Gruden.
CeeDee
I
Lamb
was
would have been
looking to
number.
take him as a sleeper guy for fantasy football, but in
CeeDee
Dallas, I'm
Lamb
not
could have
so
been
sure.
number 1 very easily in Oakland. Tyrell
Yeah,
Williams. is
Tyra
not that good.
Williams
And
went for in the
they have
slot.
Aguilar, that's about it.
I think
Aguilar, I wouldn't even call him wide receiver.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this pick
Catch
in.
anything.
Professional
Kevin.
dropper.
Let's go, Andrew Berry. Get this pick in.
The pick's in. They just won't. They won't announce
Oh,
it.
no.
And
Goodell's
very
is
good
picking
start.
it.
Here we
last
go.
night.
Here's
Getting
Roger. Let's see what we got
I
here.
don't think it's Winfield. I'm saying Bond, Zach
All right,
Bond.
here we go with the 44th pick.
New GM, Andrew
Delp
Berry.
it. Delp it. Interesting.
Wow.
Going
that's interesting.
safety.
I
Didn't
like
they
it.
get Carl Joseph
One
and
of the
Anderson
best guys
Dale in
left
the,
on
in the
board, I
offseason?
think, and
I think they did.
they needed one.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm taking him over.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
think I
true.
would've.
Winfield is another guy who should be going soon, and the Browns should have considered him definitely.
I
I
don't
think
know.
linebacker is a far bigger need, though. I mean, they got Carl
I do
Joseph
too.
and Andrew
I think they should
Sandejo
have gone
in the
linebacker.
offseason.
Those are
Their
neat, though,
safety
because
position's fine. I mean, linebackers were
Very
the problem
fair.
last year with them on defense.
And if you're going
Little bit of
safety, I don't know if I'd
Oh,
take.
the Bucks pick is already in.
All right,
It's
so Bucks are going
Dobbins, right?
Dobbins, right? They're
I
going
Bucks are
Yes.
going
Dobbins.
Dobbins.
I think
Bucks have to
Dobbins.
go
Could
Dobbins.
could be Epinesa because he's still on the board. Add more to that. Trying
But
to
it really
stack
looks
up.
like the
so
Browns
much
love
better
guys.
than
The Browns
already.
love
I can't
guys
see
who are really good in coverage but can't tackle for their lives. I mean, Greedy Williams last year. And then
I mean,
Delpit
Bucks
now.
could get Winfield. Too could be interesting.
Delpit
They-
really was an astronomically bad tackler.
Bucks safety core is pretty weak.
So,
But I expect
look,
Dobbins
think
here.
I think they'll go Dobbins.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Brady's on the horn with Arians right now. He's like,
Yeah, Brady
you're gonna
wants
get me a
Mac
running
running
back, and
back.
we all know you're picking a running back.
I'm
Mhm.
really liking the Browns draft so far. They got Jedrick Wills on night 1. That was a steal, and now Grant Delpit, who fell into round 2.
I would have liked worse for the Browns, but Wills is still good, I think. I don't like Becton.
Becton was.
I think you got 2 safeties that could be arguably high on Delpit.
Maybe
When do you guys think Fromm will
Winfield
go,
and Chin, yeah.
or if he will go?
Where do I think he
I don't
will
like
go?
Fromm at all. I mean,
Fromm.
Fromm
I
could be a
think
good backup. in the
6th,
NFL.
7th round?
I think he
he's
goes.
second
He
round.
goes to the Patriots in the 3rd round. That's my.
No.
I think he goes to the Pats too.
No,
I
we're
think
not
he's a
taking
Pats.
another
Why would the
one.
Patriots want a game manager?
Also in the 3rd round?
That's what Belichick likes. He likes the short
likes a
passes,
game
the,
manager?
the smart quarterback. Like Fromm's like the smartest quarterback in the draft.
I think Fromm.
I don't think he's not a 3rd round talent.
For Jalen Hurts for the
If they're gonna
Patriots.
pick one, they'll pick Fromm.
He's a 6th round talent.
No, I think
5th
if they're
round
going to pick
talent.
one, they're going to pick Eason because Eason
Eason,
actually has
yeah.
talent.
Interesting.
But he
And
was
then
really
Jalen
bad under
Hurts
pressure.
Like, kind of flown under the radar a little bit, and the Patriots like players like that.
I like him. I don't know.
I think
I don't know if
he
he's a running quarterback.
Key
I don't think
departures.
I know if Belichick wants a running quarterback, but
I think
true,
Fromm's
because
flown under the radar for good
not
reason.
great at,
I think
he
Fromm
wasn't
really isn't
great
that
at
bad. I
passing
think he's
until
pretty
this
good.
year. Just
I think Fromm's terrible. He's a game
I'm thinking
manager.
like a Anthony Gordon.
Can't win the game.
A great fit
maybe
for
Nate
the
Stanley out of Iowa.
Here it is.
Patriots.
I like
Yeah,
Anthony
see what
Gordon a
they
lot
got.
better than Fromm. I'll say that much. What's interesting is
Antoine Winfield.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
safety. They have
No
very
Hey,
Dobbins.
Connor, I mean, that's a great pick too. Winfield or Dobbins. I mean, they had their choice.
Yeah.
they probably were
Winfield is
expecting Winfield to go off at the Browns, maybe. Safe.
I mean, Connor, do you think Winfield dropped further than you thought he would?
I mean, arguably with Duggar and Delpit going over him, I think that is quite a big drop for him. A lot of people had him as their safety 2. Some safety 3. I don't think most people thought he'd go safety 4.
Mm-hmm. I believe JT had to go, but we want to thank him for this, being on the stream up to this point. But the Broncos, now their last pick was in the early 1st round, right? So they haven't picked in a while, have they?
They
No, they
addressed a big
haven't.
need though in wide receiver.
Okay, so they had Jerry Jeudy.
It's got to be O-line.
The pick's in, so here we go.
Ezra Cleveland, Josh Jones,
Yeah, I could see them going online here.
I don't know. I don't think they need
Definitely
a tackle.
They do need some.
They need D-line help for
Yeah,
sure.
they do need D-line help.
I mean, yeah, they lost
Maybe
Derek
a
Wall.
Gallimore.
Linebacker.
I think like
I think linebacker.
Zach Vaughn.
I think Zach Vaughn definitely. They have no linebackers.
I think it's surprising how little
they still have Von Miller.
front
Miller.
7 was seeing so far.
Oh,
in this
John
draft.
Miller's he's an edge guy essentially.
Yeah,
He's not really a
that's true.
linebacker.
Yeah.
Same. That Chubb's the
They
same
do
type
have,
of guy.
On the front 7, only
Young
like
guys on the interior. They have
No, they have a good
True.
front 7. Mike Purcell, Jarrell Casey. That's a good front 7.
Yeah.
Obviously
But-
Bradley
yeah,
Chubb,
Connor,
Von
your
Miller.
point's interesting though that there really
I think they
hasn't
need
been a lot of
more
front
guy,
7 guys taken.
No, not
No, you've
not
had-
the 2nd round for
had
sure.
Chase Young,
I mean, yeah, but we all knew he was going.
Kinlaw
Chase
was
Young,
taken.
Chase On,
I could see Broncos going cornerback too.
Kinlaw Brown.
They're projected. The Broncos projected number 2 corner behind AJ Boy as Isaac Yiadom, I think, who no one's ever heard
I
of.
think Dream Jackson's
So.
moving to safety, so they
Mm.
needed someone in that corner position.
Yeah,
Bruce.
they could
is
be
so
really good
relaxed
defense
right
next year.
So why do we think Fulton and a lot of cornerbacks have dropped this much?
I think it's
I like
just
Fulton a
about
lot.
Team need.
people are rating corners differently behind Okota and Henderson. There were some teams that had Terrell real high. There were some teams that had guys like Arnett high. That like the Raiders Garnett at 20. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, like Terrell and
That's
Annette,
different.
even like again,
Here we go.
I think they're all lower than a Fulton.
Yeah.
Maybe
I like
Jalen
Wow, another
Johnson.
So
receiver.
sticky. He reminds me of Jair.
Ooh.
Jair
Broncos
Alexander.
going double
Alexander.
receiver in the first
Wow.
2 rounds.
I
They
think
really
Who's he going
needed
with?
help there.
I think that's a
because
mistake.
Sutton
I
was
don't know. I mean,
reliable guy.
Sutton and Judy, I feel like are solid wideouts. I don't know if you need another one.
I mean,
and they have
the guy they had
Hamilton's the
behind that
first.
is Deshaun Hamilton, Tim Patrick, but those guys aren't very good. I guess it makes sense, but I feel like
Yeah, but they
Vic
have no fan.
Fangio-
They could have drafted someone later on.
Yeah.
Vic
They didn't
Fangio
really
like sort
need
of
much else,
prioritizes.
so.
Yeah, I
Vic
figured
Fangio
they go
prioritizes defense.
it's
The
a
wide receiver
like-
was their glaring need.
I mean, Denzel
it was
Mims still has not
interesting.
gone.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, why KJ Hamler over Denzel Mims?
I'm not
He had,
too big on
He had 12
Hamler.
drops last year.
in general.
12 drops. He had 12 drops last year. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
Falcons.
Not a
Have
fan
the
of that
Falcons
pick.
picked
Really.
Falcons pick is
I mean,
already in.
Yeah, they,
I agree. I assume this means that they're going to put Hamler in the slot and have Judy be more of a outside threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
probably.
makes sense though because Judy played most of his college career in the slot. As did
Yeah.
Hamler. So you move one guy outside. I mean,
I don't think Hamler can play outside. In my opinion.
no.
I think Judy can. I don't think Hamler can.
But is Judy as effective outside of the slot? I don't know. I think that's a bad
we'll
pick.
have to see.
I think there are bigger needs.
Nah.
I don't know why. I don't agree with the pick.
No. Because Vic Fangio, like he prioritizes defense.
Pick is already in
as a coach. So
Mhm.
the Falcons.
for the Falcons.
On the corner D line there, maybe linebacker.
I already got the
linebacker.
corner in the first
Come on,
round.
Bond. How is Zach Bond slip so much? Zach Bond's
Bonner
good.
Epineza here, I
They
think.
gotta take either Zach Bond or Terrell Lewis here. There's some
Yeah.
real good.
I like Bond way over Terrell Lewis.
Yeah, they don't need too much on the inside, which is more Terrell Lewis. I'd say Bond on the outside.
Mhm.
No, but I think Lewis could play either outside or inside.
I
Honestly.
agree
Potentially.
with it. I still think Bond is more effective though.
Definitely.
Yeah, Bond would be the better pick, but
Wait,
I mean there were those.
I mean-
second in the NFC
I mean,
South? That's
Uche is out there too. He was rumored some first round talks, I felt like.
Yeah, really athletic, really
He
athletic.
was.
But, you know,
That's surprising. I didn't know the Falcons were that. Yeah, they were 7-9. But they were second. That's crazy.
Yeah.
they
NFC
actually like played well towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
did.
oh,
They
they-
have
Yeah,
names.
and they got that final pick 6 to win the game in overtime.
the perfect ending to Jameis's season right there.
perfect ending to a perfect career. The 30 for 30. You know, he
Mhm.
completed it. The only quarterback in NFL history to go 30 for 30. You know, I think that I
They
think
should
that
make
that's
an ESPN 30 for 30 about that.
Oh, they have to.
they should.
I mean,
I think
the
they have to.
Falcons like
would
kind of
work
tricked
perfectly,
again
I think,
last
yeah.
night. They were trying to trade up, couldn't get anything done.
Yeah, and then they took
Yeah.
one of the poorer out of the top cornerbacks in my opinion.
Yeah,
I
would've
think so. I don't like
rather
Terrell that much. He,
Fulton,
obviously,
I would have rather
like,
Chase on in that slot.
I mean, they definitely wanted a corner, though. It's definitely a priority, but
yeah, I mean, their top two corners currently are Isaiah Oliver and I think Jordan Miller.
and Terrell got
so,
burned by Chase. And
Handle Sheffield, but he's young, inexperienced.
yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase had 221 yards in the national championship game, so against Terrell primarily, so not a good look. He also got trucked by Edwards Hilaire. So
Definitely
great
something to
tackler.
take note of.
but they
I don't-
probably see
I don't
something
know.
in him.
Falcons. I don't know. Falcons pick could really be anyway.
Now, where do we think Dobbins is going now?
I don't think they're going
Jeez.
offense here.
Jeez, Dobbins gonna fall a little bit.
he's probably pissed off. I think maybe Steelers, right? I mean,
Could
Dan
be,
Connor
yeah.
didn't produce that much last
True.
year.
Could be the Dolphins, if not them.
I think it's the Rams. I mean,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think
that would make
Darrell
sense, too.
Henderson is going to be a starting running back for them.
Yeah,
they
that's
gotta take
true.
someone.
You're right. It's gonna be
Dolphins could look to.
And that's going to be a great fit for him. He can be the lead back there. They failed with Todd Gurley. Maybe
I-
Dobbins can be the guy that succeeds.
I don't think you're putting Dolphins
Steelers
over
could
Malcolm
score around
Brown.
if they want to.
I think I'm still putting Malcolm Brown as my running back if I take Dobbins.
I don't think so. Rookie running backs have don't have much trouble
Dobbins is the
producing
most
right away.
NFL ready running back in this draft, I'd say.
Mhm.
He's up there at least. At the very least. But,
Malcolm Brown is a very strong. Really was out.
I wouldn't say very strong. I mean, he's competent. I'll say that much. But
He's solid for a backup,
yeah, certainly.
but I don't
He
think
was
he's the
good
guy you want for
With
the whole
Todd
season.
Gurley in
No.
there,
Yeah, I
but
mean, he had
Gurley gone.
69 carries, nice, for 255 yards. I mean, 3.7 average. Come on.
I wonder what the Buccaneers are going to do to address their running back position. Maybe they trust in Ronald Jones, but I think they need
Still
someone
need
at some
still need someone else. Yeah,
Yeah,
they look good running backs out in free agency.
it's true. It's
Maybe
possible
Cam
they
Akers
don't draft.
the third
It's
round.
looking like a deeper running back class than people think. I feel like
Zach
the difference
Moss
between,
is
like, the-
interesting.
I
Mhm.
love
Could
Zach
trade
Moss.
for Fournette, maybe.
I think you'd have to give away.
Zach Moss is so elusive.
And Devontae Freeman, he's injury prone, but maybe
I mean,
they can
Devontae
sign-
Freeman also from a.
But isn't he a free agent? Or,
That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
Yeah.
Could be an interesting signing. That seems fairly common in the NFL now. Once any rival teams get someone in free agency, you try and get him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen the Miami Dolphins take a ton of Patriots players in free agency, so it's not.
Oh
they
yeah.
did the Lions too. They took Jamie Collins, Jaron Harmon. They traded.
Calvin.
They took a
Oh,
ton.
I think Deron Harmon went to the Lions.
All right, here we
That's
go.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, same
Oh,
with
Yeah, a couple to the Lions.
Yeah.
Van Noy went to the Dolphins and Landon
The
Roberts.
Falcons with the 47th selection.
Who do we got? Oh, we finally got a D lineman.
Marlon Davis is
Marlon
of Auburn,
Davis,
right? I mean,
Wow,
he's good.
Seattle
Prospects.
traded up, Connor.
Wow,
Yep.
they traded up.
Traded up. They traded up.
I think he's actually going to play on the in the defensive end slot as opposed to D tackle because they need someone across from Dante Fowler there.
I mean, Terrence McKinley's pretty good. I thought.
But if you're moving him to kind of
I
spot,
think
why not
linebackers
take
play more a bit like.
why not take a different edge rusher in this draft slot?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
You
Zach
could have
Bond would have
Davidson
been good
and a
here.
new guy starting. But
Are you taking Marlon Davis on the outside over like an Epinesa? If you're gonna move him
No.
outside of the interior?
I think it's a bad pick. They like athletes. The Falcons are known to like athletes.
Falcons.
They don't really win
I think
They haven't
Falcons
had
have had
great
one of the most poor drafts so far. Picks.
Yeah,
Oh, and
they're
historically
loser
they
at the
have.
draft.
Past 5 years, they haven't been very effective.
Dan
Draft.
Quinn
They draft
might not.
athletes.
And they've always tried to
Dan
trade up.
Quinn might be looking for a job in a couple months.
I'll give it one
Yeah.
of their best trade ups was that Julio Jones where they gave up a lot, but
That was a big
A
risk.
lot of
That was
their-
a long time
It paid
ago.
off.
a lot of their trade
I
offs
liked the
haven't.
Calvin Ridley pick, but
Mhm.
since then they haven't done much.
No, I'm gonna search up their 5-year.
Seahawks, they definitely reached, in my opinion, on Jordan Brooks in the first round
That was the biggest.
Definitely
reach.
good.
over a Patrick Queen.
I mean,
Mhm.
last year
Yeah.
they reached too. They got LJ Collier in round 1. He was projected like round 6.
Yeah.
And he wasn't good as a rookie either. He was
That's
terrible.
always what the Seahawks do. They either trade down.
Calvin
or take
Ridley
guy
was a good
that's
pick,
not
though.
first round.
I mean, they got Metcalf who fell pretty far last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good
He played
pickup for
thick,
them.
yeah.
they
Should be interesting who they pick.
Collier wasn't a great pick in round 1, but then they got the steal with Metcalf in round 2, so they turned around their draft.
You think the
I mean,
trade?
Jordan Brooks will be a really good run stopper in the NFL, but he won't do much in coverage. That's just like end of the story.
Could we trade up for
Mhm.
Epinesa here now that the Falcons didn't take him? Potentially,
It's possible.
Seahawks, especially without
Yeah, I
signing
think
Clowney
Epinesa
yet.
was the pick.
Yeah, I think Epinesa.
either-
Right? I mean,
I
Get a
think it's
younger
either
guy.
an edge rusher or a secondary guy.
I
Seahawks.
predict that they're gonna select the most random guy. Just like,
I mean, if they don't get an edge rusher, that could be if they don't like take Epinesa here, that could be a good indicator that they might try and sign Clowney back later in the offseason.
I feel like it might be another D2 player. With how the Seahawks are going.
Mm.
I want to see what they was giving up in this trade.
Ooh,
Oh, we got another back-to-back defensive lineman.
Taylor. I don't know. They
Earl
might not be
Taylor.
having. They might not have Clowney.
That's true. They think that's
Some
their
insurance.
contingency plan.
Yeah, I think Clowney might actually, since the Giants didn't really draft anyone at that position, maybe Clowney signs with the Giants.
I don't like this pick here. I think this is a
Darryl
high
Taylor?
reach. High reach for
yeah, it's
Taylor.
a big reach. I told you I predict this one too because I said a random player. Daryl Taylor is the epitome of like a random player in the second round. Why?
He's like a.
I think Taylor's underrated.
I think he's still, but you still aren't taking him over Epinesa, Aquala,
And also,
Anai,
he's in the
Uche.
4th round. I mean, come on. This guy's not leaving for a while.
Christ.
You know? This guy's not coming off the bat.
Quarterback. Oh my god. It's a reach, though. It's a reach.
Definitely.
He would have been on the board in the 3rd at the very least. I mean, come on.
It's amazing how much
Good.
Bond and Epinesa have dropped. I get Epinesa's drop when teams aren't taking him, but I'm amazed at Bond dropping.
And Dobbins. I mean, who could? Do you think?
I don't think
Chicago
Dobbins dropped too much. I thought
Yeah.
those top 3 running backs were expected to
And
go.
Denzel Mims. You know.
Mims was definitely a big drop.
Mims is surprising.
I still like Mims. You know?
Yeah,
I would have
I
thought he'd
agree.
be gone by now.
Definitely some of these tackles dropping further in like Josh Jones and Ezra Cleveland expected. Christian Fulton.
Oh, the Steelers pick is in. And
Nick is in
It
already.
is.
They could go Dobbins here. Could go Mims. I feel
Jalen
like
Hurts. I'm gonna come out on a limb here. Jalen Hurts.
in the second
It's not
round.
gonna happen. It's not gonna
Looking-
happen. I just want to say it.
I mean,
Someone-
right now, I
someone
don't
in
see
the
a
chat-
quarterback going.
A
I don't see it.
cool in the chat asked, "Do you think any?" Well, I think a cool is sending me a sign. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen
I don't
Hurts.
think any.
I don't think a
quarterback
quarterback's
don't
gonna
know.
go for the rest of the
should-
round.
Yeah, the way it's going right now.
I'm writing in the chat. Jalen Hurts, the Steelers. Here we go.
I'd say
don't-
Eason over
I
Hurts.
actually think a lineman here. Maybe Josh
They're
Jones.
watched, ready?
It could. I could see a lineman going here too.
I'm sort of joking a little bit. I think Neville
Josh
Gallimore
Jones
realistically,
fallen
because
so
they lost
far.
Javon Hargrave in free agency.
Yeah.
It's gonna
That's
be
a
any.
big nose tackle. But Jalen Hurts.
Could
They
be
did
Zach
get
Bond.
Isaiah Bugs last year who could fill in for Hargrave.
I don't-
I think it'd be. I think it'd be a tackle too, maybe as a Cleveland or Josh Jones.
Or even Lucas Nyong, who's still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer
I think
Tate.
realistically it's Neville Gallimore, but
Yeah, I had said it would be Nyong here, but probably more likely to be Josh.
Jalen Hurts.
I mean,
I
Foster
don't see
and
that happening.
Hargrave.
Here we go,
I mean,
here we
those are
go.
two losses right there.
The pick is in. I think a cool is very happy that I'm finally going out on a limb.
Finally answering his question.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. Like this is. I don't know, man. I don't know who's going here. It's the Steelers, so. I mean, they're a historically good drafting team, right? So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's Artie Burns. Artie
Connor,
Burns
that
was
was
a
a very
terrible
good
pick.
pick in the end, despite the injuries.
Yeah. I mean,
Artie
yeah,
Burns is a really bad pick.
if they didn't get Connor, they probably would have signed Avion to a huge contract. He didn't.
Oh yeah.
He's
Mm,
the
sure.
successor for.
The Jets made that mistake.
And they
Even
could go
Devin Bush
running
last
back
year was a
here.
good pick. Devin Bush was a good
maybe
pick last
because
year.
Connor is, I think, a
Yes.
free agent at the end of the year.
Evan Bush was solid, yeah, for where
I
he's
would
taken.
trust-
Bud Dupree was taken in the first round in 2015. He's been pretty good.
Yeah, I think
With
they
Jalen
trusted
Hurts.
Benny Snell at running back.
This is.
I have some stupid ad on my thing for Manscaped on my computer.
That's a Pat McAfee ad right there.
That is a Pat
That's a
McAfee
Pat
classic.
McAfee ad right there. By the way, let's talk about Pat McAfee. He had 22,000 viewers today.
That's pretty
How did
good.
we Get there at some point. I mean,
Just talking about like
great.
yesterday's draft.
Michael, in,
Yeah.
in the short term, you gotta be grateful for what we have. We have 11.
hey, I'm
11
grateful
wonderful
for what we have.
viewers.
That's
But,
solid.
I mean,
Gotta
Pat,
respect
Pat
that.
McAfee, he really has
Get
climbed the
get
ranks.
McAfee on Monday Night Football. Get
Yeah,
Booger
we-
out of
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Come on.
I
Yeah,
wanna
He
see
wants to go on
Booger
my
McFarland.
football.
He's
That'd
the
be
perfect
fun.
color guy.
That'd be so fun.
Mike
That'd be
Tomlin
ESPN.
looks so uninterested right now.
Yeah.
It's up to ESPN to
Should-
sign him.
maybe.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Jalen
it's
Hurts.
I think it's O tackle. Cleveland or Jones.
I see Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin on my screen currently.
Ooh, Chase Claypool.
That's a good pick.
Wow.
It's a
The
solid
wide
pick.
receiver.
I think
Another
that's a-
receiver over
They need a
Mims, though.
receiver and they need a tight end. Move
No,
him to either.
I think
Mhm.
yeah, I want to see Chase Claypool convert into a tight end. You know, he ran 4.42 at the combine, but he also measured in at 238 pounds and 6'4".
Just play him as
Those are tight
both.
ends.
Steelers already have
Yeah.
Eric Ebron and Vance McDonald at tight end, so I
I-
think
I-
No,
I
I think
don't-
that's for the
he'll
future.
probably
I
play
think.
receiver.
Good.
I think he'll
Well,
probably
probably,
play
but-
receiver, but yeah, he could be
I
definitely.
think he'd
convert.
be more effective as a tight end though if
This
he's
isn't a
bulked up a
great-
little bit.
I mean, you could play him in like you could place him at tight end on some plays if you try and do like a 3 tight end type scheme, but also have him as wide receiver. Could be
But
interesting.
also, Eric Ebron's on a 1-year deal, isn't he? 1 year, $12 million deal. I think.
Yeah, Ebron is a 1-year deal, so in the future it'll probably be McDonald and Claypool. So maybe they start him off as a wide receiver, but then transition him.
Yeah,
I
it's
hope so.
interesting.
I want to see him have like a Darren Waller type transformation.
Darren Waller's
like I think similar-
transformation was like from out of the league with drug issues to
Being the best
to
tight
being
end.
But
fantasy
people
god.
thought
On
Waller was
his
going to
team.
be
Saved my
good.
They have
fantasy
similar
team.
athletic profiles. They have similar athletic profiles. Claypool. And
If you guys want to participate, those of you watching, type in chat who you think, and if you think that there's gonna be a quarterback going to be drafted in the second? And if so, who it's going to be?
I don't know
wanna
what team's
you
going to
guys'
take him unless it's a team trading
I
up.
don't think any teams are going to take him, but I want to see, who's thinking like, who's going to take.
Who's the Rams'
Rams,
backup
maybe.
QB?
It's in round 3 with the next QB. Maybe Jaguars take one as insurance from
Yeah.
this year.
I could see that.
Who's the Rams' backup
Actually,
QB right
Big
now?
Fromm going to the Jaguars.
Blake Bortles.
Like, oh, right. So let's say they just restructured Goff's contract. It's not very good last year. They could be interested in a
he was
young
disappointing last year.
quarterback.
They should stick with Goff for now because he could end up rebounding this year.
Yeah, definitely. But I think you should still maybe get someone in the later
I
round,
think
put him behind for you.
I think if you're the Rams, you wait one more year and then decide with the QB situation.
I think you really have to give them good offensive line this year, though. So I think at picks 52 and
Oh,
57,
yeah.
they invest in their
Interior
interior
is not
offensive line.
great.
You think they go
Yeah.
offensive line for both or just one?
I think both.
I could be
I
interested,
think
like
they do one running back and
Here we
one
go.
Cushionberry and Vidad's, something like that.
maybe Cushionberry and Dobbins.
It could be running back, yeah.
Whoa. Jalen Johnson. Wow.
He dropped fire.
Yeah,
Very
that makes
aggressive
sense,
corner.
though. Yeah,
I
that's a
like
good.
that.
I think that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Who
Should
do they
pick.
have beyond Cal Fuller? R.D. Burns.
I still would take Fulton over him. I don't know what's caused the Fulton drop so far, but he's still on the board.
I like Jalen Johnson
I
too,
mean,
so I don't think it's a bad
he
pick.
was,
Yeah.
I think Damon Arnett was a bad pick. He'll be a
AJ
solid
Terrell.
quarterback in the NFL. Nothing special. AJ Terrell, he'll be solid. Nothing special. I think Fulton could be special. Jalen Johnson has a chance to be, borderline elite.
before Fulton was like he was good this year, but before that he was nothing special. Like he was gonna be before we announced he's returning. I don't think he was gonna be more than a 4th or 5th rounder last year.
Cowboys get probably maybe secondary help here.
Yeah.
I'd say so, right?
Or,
Corner, safety.
Who's their backup running back? They have a decent backup running back.
Tony
right?
Pollard.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
Pollard.
Pollard.
So I'm not-
And
I'm
they
not gonna
just
go with that.
they just
I think
extended.
they go D-line
Zeke.
here.
Think they'll go Fulton here, Connor?
Very well could.
Yeah,
I mean, that
Right.
kind of seems like the play.
they could go for a D lineman, either defensive end or defensive tackle.
Yeah, and this season Fulton allowed a 43.8% completion percentage to all QBs.
Alright,
This is an
Why
SEC.
is why is Jalen Johnson's family much happier than he is?
He probably thought he was going in the first round. They're like, he made it.
They're like, oh my god, you got drafted. He's like, yeah, I should have been drafted like a year ago.
What will happen in the first round?
Yeah, he's an over aggressive corner. Definitely has pretty good awareness. Able to like read what quarterback's kind of looking. I think he could be interesting at a safety type position. Definitely
Another
some
guy
of his
who's
play.
falling in addition to
What did you
Fulton.
with Fulton last year against T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, and Henry Ruggs? He saw 11 total targets and he allowed just 3 catches for 30
It's a lockdown.
0 touchdowns.
That is
I
a
mean,
lockdown.
he's a stingy, sticky corner. I mean, he reminds me of Jair
Diggs
Alexander
goes
a little bit.
Also,
Trayvon Diggs got burned against Jamar Chase. Yeah,
but
as cornerbacks tend to do. But
Cornerbacks
still
tend to
feel
get
like-
burned. It happens.
I mean, AJ Terrell was in the first round. Like I don't understand how Terrell is a first round pick and then Diggs, same problem, falls to the second, possibly even the third.
yeah, I agree with that. think
I
Terrell's
can't
overrated.
believe Mims and Fulton.
Oh yeah, Denzel Mims, that's a big.
I can
shout.
believe Fulton dropping. I just don't think he should have.
And J.K. Dobbins should be off the board by now.
Yeah, I going into this round, I wouldn't have thought Dobbins off yet. With multiple running
but
backs
the way
already
it's been
taken.
going-
Yeah, with Swift going third and then Taylor going up there to teams that don't really need running backs. I think it's interesting that Dobbins has gone off.
I would have had. I still think Dobbins is going to the Rams. I had him originally go to Tampa, but I thought he was going to go before Swift and Taylor just because of the readiness.
This is Dobbins.
But-
Yeah, he'll probably end up in.
But I think a lot of
That's
these
why I
teams
like-
were eyeing Taylor or Swift, and I don't know if they were eyeing Dobbins as much.
Vaughn and Epineza are gonna be some big steals in the late
Definitely.
second, early third. Wonder who takes them.
Mm-mm-mm.
Hard to pass on them once it gets late enough.
One guy I
Zach
really like is
Moss will probably go at some point this round too. I think.
yeah, I like Antonio Gibson out of Memphis. He's sort of like a running back, wide receiver type. I don't know
the
what he's playing.
Cowboys need that kind of guy right now because they were they had Tavon Austin in that.
I just want to bring up a cool stat line. How the Bucks, who just took Anthony Winfield Jr., his father Winfield Sr. intercepted Tom Brady in 2001.
Wow.
Oh, he's a great he's a great player. Played corner, I believe, right?
It's amazing.
Brady's still in the
league.
Brady's been playing now going to be playing against a lot of father-son dudes.
I don't know if Winfield Jr. starts year one, but he'll eventually have
I mean,
a starting job.
they have a
He
very
does. He had 7 interceptions his senior year in college. I mean, plus 2 forced fumbles. I mean, he's definitely a playmaker, and I don't want that guy on the field as a rookie.
I want to see the Pats are going to pick next. I want to see Bill.
I think Duggar doesn't start as a rookie, obviously, but
Yeah, no.
I think Winfield
He'll
has a chance to
be
start.
I mean-
next like Deron Harmon or
I'm
Tavon Wilson.
I'm putting Winfield over Justin Evans, I think, at free safety.
Definitely,
I don't know. That's close.
definitely. I think over
Dude,
Justin
all the-
Evans.
I mean, Jordan Whitehead should be safe at strong. I think Whitehead would be good, but I'd definitely put Winfield.
Because Winfield's not a starting safety anyway. He can't play starting
Yeah.
safety.
Jordan
He's not big
Whitehead
enough.
was a great pick for the Buccaneers a couple years ago.
It's definitely a good young core secondary. I just don't know if
Carlton
it's
Davis, I love. Yeah.
Carlton
Carlton
Davis,
Davis.
They have
super
Carlton
underrated.
Davis and
Luffy
Sean Murphy
Bunting, Jamel Dean. I just don't know if it's good enough secondary. It's young or developed. Well, I don't know if it's good enough for the win now
I think-
mentality.
One more corner in this draft, but running back is absolutely the priority for them.
I think Ronald Jones is underrated though. The guy had like 8 yards last season, right? So
With
really fast.
with
His
one of the
first
weaker
year
O
was kind of
lines too. It's rushing O line.
But they improved drastically this offseason.
Yeah. Joe Hag. I still think they need someone over Kappa for the inside.
Yeah, maybe
Interior.
Hag moves interior because they got Tristan Wirfs.
I mean, if you move Hag
Worth can start
interior,
right away.
I still would rather a
Worth-
different tackle over Donovan Smith.
Mike McCarthy.
Donovan
is
Smith is
even
actually
there.
had a good. Actually,
I heard
like
things
was,
about them trading for Trent Williams and giving up Smith in the trade.
That's interesting. I know there was a trade that was supposed to go on Williams for O.J. Howard, but
Oh yeah,
That
That
would
would've
have been
been very
a
good for the
very
Redskins because
massive
they
trade. Had it gone down.
desperately need a tight end. I don't think Jeremy Sprinkle's starting caliber.
All right, here we go.
but I think for tackle especially, you find it like in this draft,
Ooh,
trade for someone.
Diggs. Not a
Donovan Smith was pretty
surprise.
good in pass pro situations last year. He was a good pass blocker last year. In the run, he wasn't as good, but
And
he
it-
actually guarded pretty well with PFF and pass blocking situations.
The Redskins lost 2 tight ends though. They lost Vernon Davis to retirement, and then they released Jordan Reed because of the injury issues.
I think Diggs is a solid pick. Definitely adds to the secondary.
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah, I
mind
mean-
Diggs over Fulton.
I-
It's a toss up there.
I don't mind it. I'd still probably take Fulton. Opinion.
Yeah,
It's a good pick.
I think.
I don't understand like a Damon Arnett.
Yeah, I think you're arguing between Diggs and Fulton in the middle of the first round rather than here.
I mean, Arnett wasn't even the best corner on his team. You have Jeff Okota right across. him.
Yeah. That's worrying. He's against wide receiver 2s on this team.
And then the Buckeyes had Sean Wade too. He's merely just a asset.
He's a big corner though, Diggs. Like he's a tall corner.
6'2" isn't insanely tall, but yeah, it's definitely a good athletic profile.
I like the Diggs pick for sure.
I mean, look, I think Fulton is probably better, but Diggs, good pick.
Diggs is a really good press corner. If you put him in a lot of press man situations, he'll be very effective.
Could be worried. Diggs could do something like his brother in terms of kind of his way to get out of Soda.
I doubt it.
You know, it just worries
It's
he
too
could
early.
have.
It's too early to talk
it
He's
about
not gonna
that.
have
really
that problem
is.
though. There's no star corner there that will
If
post
you
it.
watch that, if you watch the game against Alabama, Diggs was not a good tackler. He got trucked by Edwards-Helaire numerous times. He got burned from by Jamar Chase. Not very physical. Yeah. But
What do
he
you
was
think
good
of
against.
Denzel Mims' fall? What do you think is the cause of it?
No idea. I don't. He's very talented. Obviously, he has an incredible athletic profile. I don't see why some of these teams that are taking wide receivers don't take him. Like the Browns, for instance. Why KJ Hamler over Denzel Mims? Oh, did they? No, the Browns took Winfield, didn't they? That was geez,
The
those are
Broncos
my
took
bad.
Hamler.
I think it
My
was.
bad.
The Browns took
All right, here we
Montgomery.
go. Rams pick. Let's see it.
Pick is
But
in.
why did the Broncos take Mims
I
over?
I think it's Cushionberry. That's
Really?
what I'd say. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think Matt Hennessy
Maybe.
at the Temple Center.
Take-
I
would
think
take
J.K.
Cushionberry
Dobbins.
over
We're taking-
They got to take a running back.
But not yet.
Do they have more than one pick in this round?
I don't know if I'm taking Hennessy over my dad's or Cushionberry.
Ooh. Akers. They took Akers.
Cam
over
Akers,
Dobbins.
the running back.
Over
for the
I
Dobbins?
don't
That's
understand
interesting.
why you picked
Wow.
J.K.
Cam
Dobbins.
Akers is
I-
not very good. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He had a really bad offensive line at Florida, but like Florida State rather.
Still
But
fills a need. That's a good news about it.
I don't know if he's the right guy there.
Also, he's available at your next second round pick.
And
Yeah.
probably even in the third round.
Yeah, early
He's
third
really-
round.
I mean,
He's actually really good in pass pro.
If Florida State had a
Surprisingly.
terrible line.
And the Rams don't have a great one either. They have good tackles, but
Wow.
interior
That's a
has
surprise.
serious problems.
They took him over.
Pick is in
Vaughn.
already.
And he's not a good receiver. He had 9 drops last season.
Dobbins is a better receiver than Akers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, FSU running backs.
Amazing.
Dalvin Cook, Greg Jones, all.
But they produce at a much higher level. So I mean, I don't think it's
I'm
a good
honestly really
comparison.
surprised with the Dobbins fall.
There's a lot of busts out of Florida State, though.
I don't think he's great
may have
vision either, Cam Akers.
Yeah, I think
He's
he'll
a
be.
good physical profile.
He's definitely. I think he's running back 2 behind Malcolm Brown. Dobbins
think
could have
so,
been
yeah,
running
because
back
he
1,
is,
but
yeah.
Akers.
He's
Probably
an
a
athletic
big-
profile. You're in a 4.47, 20 reps in the bench press. You know.
I'd say it's a
Yeah,
three-man
a bunch
committee
of
with
trades
Brown,
now.
Akers, and Henderson.
New England traded their pick to Atlanta, who then traded it to Baltimore. Wow.
They trade.
New England traded their second rounder again.
Because they like to do that. That's the accumulated draft capital. I think that's smart. Because the difference between 30, like being like 40 and 60, or even like 40 and 70, isn't actually that great.
Wait,
If you actually look at, like analytically, if
New
you look
Orleans
at
gave up their
the
pick
players
to Miami.
taking those positions in their careers, isn't
And
much of a
then-
difference.
Los Angeles just took the pick from Houston. That's
So the
surprising.
Eagles are picking here.
And the
Eagles
Jets
and the
got
pick is in, yeah.
Fulton,
Lots of
right?
trades
Come on.
going on behind the scenes here.
I think
Pick
Eagles
50.
took Fulton.
Wow, they're whoa, whoa, Jalen Hurts! Holy shit!
For the Eagles?
Whoa,
That's
They
interesting.
must be really worried about.
whoa!
Injury.
That's a
Oh,
waste of a pick.
Oh my
Injuries,
God.
yeah. I don't think it's a good
That-
pick.
is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, do they really not think Carson Wentz is their
And I
franchise?
feel like that
QB?
doesn't fit their offense too well. A running type quarterback.
That I mean, incredible. I did not see that coming.
Is he gonna be a running back in their offense? I don't know. Like,
I
they
mean,
don't
I-
seem to be running back.
I don't think they've
Wide
they've
receiver.
That might be
they've
the
really
worst
good
thing.
young running backs here. I think.
Miles Sanders is pretty good.
Boston
Miles
Scott had a
Sanders.
breakout year last year.
I loved Boston Scott, especially against the Giants last
I
year.
love Boston Scott too.
I don't agree with that pick though.
Yeah, that was
No.
a terrible pick. Unless you're like trying to convert him to wide receiver because they're not.
I don't think-
Wow,
I don't
like,
think
what-
Jalen Hurts would do that.
that's
Like,
incredible.
that's what happened with Mike Jackson. He just stopped talking to teams that said he wanted
What's the
to convert.
rationale here? What's the rationale? I don't get it.
Scared of Wentz's injuries, I guess.
I don't think Wentz is that good, but
I think he's above average.
I would still take Eason over, especially for that offense. I'd
well,
still go
especially for
Eason.
that type of offense, I would take Eason.
That is a interesting pick.
Wow.
Definitely not the team I saw.
I'm gonna check out Twitter, see what people are saying.
I did not expect
Or since
the
Yes.
Eagles to take a quarterback.
No, I can see it.
Wow. Carson Wentz.
Because Nate
Not
Sudfeld,
feeling so hot right now.
Nate Sudfeld does not cut it as a backup quarterback. So I think they're gonna have him. They could try and do some trick type plays with him. I think could be interesting.
Yeah, but you don't
I'm
draft
hearing
a
you could
quarterback
be a
in the
Taysom
second
Hill
round for
kind of
trick
player.
plays, Connor.
I mean, yeah.
Or what Lamar Jackson was at the start of his rookie year, but when Flacco was there.
I mean,
Yeah, but they knew
Lamar
Lamar was
Jackson
gonna
was
take
in there
over.
for Lamar Jackson was a Heisman winner, but he was
He
in
was
there as
gonna take
quarterback for
over.
a couple.
And let's remind ourselves that Joe Flacco is much older than Carson Wentz is.
But
Yeah.
Wentz has the injuries that Flacco has now, honestly.
Look, I agree. I agree. There are, you know,
There was scares with Wentz at this point. Definitely scares with Wentz.
I don't love the Hurts pick. I would have rather them take a quarterback late, like an Anthony Gordon or a
Doug Peterson looks very happy.
I think Anthony Gordon would definitely have a great career. I think he'll be a
Yeah,
starter
the only problem is
eventually.
against last year against the best two defenses he played, Utah and Washington, he didn't perform so
He's
well.
not a starter.
And like, he's
Out
a
of college, he's backing up for a year or two. Maybe put him on like the Buccaneers behind Brady for 2 years until he's gone. Or some team like
I
that.
think is a perfect fit for Gordon.
And then,
So,
yeah.
I
you know,
had him originally.
You know, Jordan Love played in the Mountain West. Guess who was the Mountain West offensive player last year? It was a QB with the first name starting with J and last name Love.
Josh Love.
Yes, Michael, you're right. It was Josh Love. I love
See,
Josh Love.
Benny
I think-
has mentioned that so many times.
I know he's better than Jordan Love. Josh Love is simply better than Jordan Love.
What year
You
is
have a
he
better
in?
NFL career than Jordan Love. Mountain West Offense Player of the Year.
So,
And Jordan Love had all those interception concerns this past year. His sophomore year was his peak in college.
but to be fair, the Eagles did not have too many big needs, really. They had a great free agency.
No, I think they needed a linebacker or multiple linebackers because they lost Nigel Bradham and Grucier Hill.
But I feel like
That's
Jatavius Brown's still solid.
They lost Jordan Hicks a year ago too.
Yeah, but
That's crazy. Jalen Hurts, I did not see that coming.
That might be
That
the
was a bad
shocker
pick.
of the
Terrible
draft
pick.
right
Waste
there.
of a pick.
Biggest
They could have taken a corner. Avonte Maddox is not a number 2 corner.
They could use Sidney Jones there at number 2.
Yeah, but I don't even know if Sidney Jones is a viable number.
Yeah. I think they need a safety to replace Malcolm Jenkins.
That's fair. Yeah.
Jalen
Rodney
Mills is. They moved from Jalen Mills to safety last year for a bit.
Yeah, they did. They might keep him there, but Mills and
Wow.
McLeod still isn't a great safety core.
So, do
That
we think that
Jalen Mills
the
with that
Bills are
green
gonna
hair.
draft O-line?
The Ravens here, or Bills?
The Bills-
I think it could be a cornerback.
Wait, who has the
Could
pick?
be a running
I don't
back.
think it's a
They were
cornerback.
looking at trading for Fournette.
Ah,
They need someone to pair with Singletary.
I think guard.
Maybe a tackle.
I think you had
Josh Gordon
defense
still
here.
on the board.
Why they go defense? They had a top 3 defense last year. They have no glaring needs on defense.
Yeah, not really. I think their only real need on defense is maybe another defensive end, someone to replace Shaq Lawson there.
And Jerry Hughes is getting older, but still, I mean, Jerry Hughes and Trent Murphy are still pretty good. So
All right, I think Buffalo has the pick.
yeah, I think right guard here. I mean,
I think
they're-
it's gotta
they're
be
fine at
offensive
tackle.
line.
Deanne Dawkins is a good tackle, and they selected Cody Ford last year to be their right tackle of the future. John Feliciano. will likely be the
Epineza,
right
there
guard
he
there.
goes.
Yep.
Really?
I expected
That's
that.
a good pick. Underrated.
Oh, Connor was right, I was
that
wrong.
might be the steal of the night right there.
but you know,
Mhm.
good pick.
I mean,
Always
best
mo-
available. You add another good.
How is
Another
Zach Bond-
great DN.
People forget about Zach Bond. How is he still on the board? You know, like
Like they needed an
good
edge
guy.
rusher. They lost Shaq Lawson. They lost Jordan
I think-
Phillips.
I think Bond is better in a 3-4 situation than
Yeah.
a 4-3 defense.
Definitely.
Over Buffalo.
They lost a good amount at defensive end. Like
yeah, but
they
they
lost.
still have Jerry Hughes and Trent Murphy.
Jordan
I think
Phillips
that's
led the
good.
team in sacks by quite a bit, and they lost him in free agency. You need to add someone to be like a third edge rusher. I think Ebenezer is a great fit there.
I agree. I
One
think
of the best
they would
picks
need a
with
right
this
guard
pick.
though, especially if they want to protect Josh Allen and have a good running game as well.
Wow.
Where Thomas goes? Is Thomas out?
Yeah, Thomas had to go. That's crazy. That is.
We've gone through this round very fast. Are we looking to continue into the third
The
here?
third round, we don't have enough prepared for that.
I still prepared, you know. Half these guys I mocked.
I love that.
We're not going third round.
Even if we end before like
Even if we have
9:30?
before, we're just gonna
maybe
roll
up to the
second round
Patriots
tonight.
pick, the first Patriots pick.
We might do fourth round tomorrow. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But why would you do fourth round and not do third round?
Because the third round is gonna go way too late.
Yeah, but we don't have to go through
And
the
it's-
whole third round.
We can
We
go
could
late.
just
We can go
end,
until 10.
That's
we
too
could
much
just
in
end after
one.
the first Patriots pick, number 7 in the third.
The third round's gonna go
It was
fast.
a lot longer yesterday.
Because the time goes down for the third round. It drops from 7 to
There's a
5
reason
minutes,
they
and
did
this
the
round's
first
gone
round one
fast.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
We'll
give the
see.
viewers we have consistent viewership, which I'm very proud of. 9 viewers still.
Well, one of them's me, Benny.
Yeah, but one of them's, you know, all 8 of them. Oh, 10 now. We have 10 viewers. So
And
you're
we've had
wrong.
consistent between like 8 and 12 throughout the stream. 13 at some
It's always
point,
good.
up to 11.
I wish I knew who was watching. Not a very.
You can check the
inactive chat.
viewer list if you want to. Miss Siri was talking for a bit.
It's true.
Dory Roberts won.
Go ahead.
Grandma.
I could see the Dolphins.
Cool was
taking J.K.
talking a
Dobbins
bit.
Cool is here.
Cool isn't responding to my question though about Jalen
You
Hurts
must
this
have
season.
logged off for a bit there, Ben.
Maybe, you know, but I have faith in Cool. Obviously, you know, great football player himself. Yeah. So who's on the clock? Let's see.
I think it's the
Ravens have put the
Ravens
pick in.
they're in. That was the pick beforehand, right?
Who do you think is? I think it's Denzel Mims actually.
How did they get this? What trade was this part of? Man, this must have been a
This
year
is the
ago.
double trade.
Yeah, but this was a while ago. Because they had this going.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
just
I
trying to
think-
remember.
Yeah, I think.
The Patriots had
it was-
this pick in.
Yeah, the Patriots traded it for Mohamed Sanu, and
Mahomes.
then the Falcons traded it for Hayden Hurst.
Oh, Hayden Hurst, right. Just good trade by the Falcons, I think.
I think definitely a wide receiver here because the Ravens, it was mostly tight ends they were throwing to last year. It'd be good if they could have another receiver next to Marcus Brown.
Yeah, you got rid of that. Loss.
Ravens do need.
They also need some interior offensive linemen.
Maybe
now.
they
Oh
steal
yeah,
Mims here.
definitely. Like, I feel like it could be
Ravens-
cushioned
They
in.
need. They
Like
need. They
last
need
year.
someone else for Marquise. Marquise Brown. Need someone else.
Willie Snead, Michael.
I don't know if
Willie
Willie
is
Snead's
one
a.
Willie Snead is not the future of any team. Let's get that straight.
But he's just as good as Marquise Brown. I mean, come on. Marquise Brown is not. He's good, but he wasn't that good. Willie Snead was
Mims
better last year.
has the upside to be a number
Yeah, but
one.
Marquise Brown has the upside because he's a fast outside threat.
Okay, sure.
And
Yeah,
he's
you have-
and it was his first year last.
Yeah, I say if you pair Marquise Brown with Denzel Mims, you have two high upside guys, borderline wide receiver one.
Yeah, but you also, I mean, the first priority is the run game in Baltimore, and your interior offensive line is sort of lacking with Ben Powers at right guard and Bradley Bozeman below average left
Partially
guard.
and retired.
Yeah, I think
The
there's a
Chiefs
big.
Traded
I
with
think
San Francisco.
could be
to
biased
have their
here.
pick. That is the 30. I think that's like the 63rd pick or the 62nd pick. I believe. Can't see. But
I think Chiefs have the
lots of
63rd.
trades.
I think they already had that going into the draft. Must have traded it before.
Might have traded it before.
Yeah.
The Jets took Seattle's pick. No surprise there. Because Seattle loves to trade down. They're the king of trading down. Or wait, was that from their trade?
No, the Seahawks traded up.
Yeah.
and I
Oh, they
was
traded up.
surprised.
Okay.
I'm honestly surprised with how the Seahawks are drafting so far.
It's been
Not
interesting.
surprised with the no names. I'm surprised with the trade market.
I'm not really surprised because I mean that's really what they've done in the past as well. So
It's not been too
I
strong.
said
of a
It's their
draft.
mantra.
yeah, it's
I'm
their
not.
mantra, yeah.
I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, I gotta start like if I'm doing mock drafts for the next draft, I gotta start putting no names in there just because that's what.
Yeah, let's take
You
DN.
gotta start throwing.
Take DN number like 8 on the board rather than like Ebenezer or Bond there.
I actually projected my guy Jordan Love to the Seahawks with the 27th overall pick.
They do need.
Actually, Josh
a
Love. Sorry, I hate
backup
Jordan Love.
for-
My bad.
oh. They do need a backup for Russell Wilson.
Maybe
no,
the-
Josh Love isn't a back. Josh Love's the GOAT. He's not a backup.
Maybe that's why the Packers traded up.
Michael, we should do a podcast on Josh Love. Really, I love Josh. You should
Dude,
see
he
him
can't-
against Boise.
Josh Love cannot fill up a 30-minute segment. I'm sorry, Benny.
He
but
can.
Josh I
Love
cannot
against
talk
Boise
about
State.
Josh
About
Love for
Mountain
30
West
minutes. It's
quarterbacks.
not happening.
I'll do a solo podcast. I'll start a Josh Love fan club.
A 4-year from
You
the
should.
San Jose State. Like, how can you get better than that? 4-year quarterback.
He was better than Jordan
Hey,
Love.
San
He's not
Jose
my top
State.
player of
Let's
the
go,
year.
baby.
Not
Roll
my top
Tigers.
player of the year.
I don't know what they are.
They're the Spartans.
But Jackson Tabors knows.
They'll probably improve in basketball.
He definitely knows.
Pretty sure
They,
they got.
they are the Spartans.
Here we go.
Pretty sure they got like murdered by Hawaii and Boise State.
Josh Love right here. Josh Love. I'm telling you guys.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah,
There it goes.
that's
Why?
nice.
That's interesting. I
They
think
have Mark
already
Ingram and
had-
Gus Edwards and Ken Dixon.
Yeah, I mean,
Ingram's getting old, but they have Gus Edwards.
Gus
and
Edwards was great last year.
It's
Expe-
his rookie year too.
especially in the week 17 when they played without backups. Gus Edwards just stood out because
Like he has
That's
consistently
terrible
had
for
like 5 yards per carry if you're just.
he stood out
Yeah,
against the
yeah.
Steelers, who had a very strong defense.
That's a surprise, for sure. Surprise.
Yeah.
It is the
Why did
Ravens,
they
though.
do a running back? I don't know if they draft a running back.
it's the Ravens. I can see it happening.
But they have Justice Hill too. They drafted Justice Hill. Just
Yeah, and they already have
That's a
Gus
dumb pick.
Edwards.
Yeah, but as running back last year too, they were using like. I mean, they could get good value out of Gus Edwards maybe in a trade, but they were running around like with OG3 at some points too.
That was good
Okay.
value, but not a need at all.
yeah. I mean interior offensive line or maybe defense.
I mean,
would be better.
Is it possible to run like a 4 running back backfield at any point?
Jeez, yeah. I like the Heisman
They have
backfield.
too many
Mark
running
Ingram.
backs. I don't know.
I was looking at Dobbins like as another guy who could potentially be good in fantasy football, but Ravens the team for him to do.
I
well.
thought they would draft wide receiver, but
Yeah, Denzel Mims on the board.
And they took him right above. They took him right above Miami, who probably would have took him at their pick, right? Dobbins here. So
I think
Yeah,
I
they
think
haven't
Miami
taken
now
one
takes
yet.
what?
Zach
J.K.
Moss, Denzel Mims.
Maybe. I think it's
They go
Moss.
offense, I think.
Actually, maybe Mims.
I love Zach Moss. Zach
I think
Moss
Zach
is my second favorite player in this draft
Would be a
after
huge
Josh
deal.
Love.
I think they could go some front 7 guys, maybe.
Yeah, they need some linebacker help. Kiko Alonso left a year ago. They could replace him on the inside.
Van Noy they got, right?
Yeah, they got Van Noy. He's probably going to play the outside, though. So
Yeah.
the middle linebackers where they need to fill the need.
Did you guys know that Josh Love had the lowest pressure to sack conversion rate in the country last year at 9%?
Pretty good.
I think
There's
Benny.
facts right here.
I think Benny is a Josh Love fanboy. I think that's what we
am.
have on our hands.
He's the best Jay
Josh
Love in the
Love's the
draft.
best.
The Packers should have drafted Josh Love, not Jordan Love.
I mean,
Just
is it too high if they
Brooks
do want?
J-Loves.
If the Dolphins do want middle linebacker help, is it too high to take Logan Wilson here?
I don't know.
I think
Or
it's
like
gotta
Willie
take
Gay,
Logan Wilson.
maybe? Willie
I
Gay
would honestly
Jr.?
take
Willie Gay's a
the
third round
guy
talent.
over Logan
He's
Wilson.
underrated. I think he's a sleeper, but Willie Gay's not going third round.
I don't think there's a middle linebacker you take. Maybe Terrell Lewis, move him inside.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there's guys you can move inside.
Zach Bond, potentially. I
Oh
think
yeah,
he's.
Bond would be a big steal.
I think Bond's just better on the outside too. I mean, he can coverage. He's good in coverage, but he's so good on the edge rush that.
They could go safety here. Take Jeremy Chin.
Oh, Jimmy Chin did play a bit of linebacker. That could be a
Yeah,
good
he could
pick.
play safety. Also, they got rid of Rashad Jones and Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
I like
really
that pick a
certain
lot.
safeties
I
right
like
now.
that Jimmy Chin a
Adrian
lot.
Colbert, yeah.
I'd love to see Jimmy
Here
Chin
we go.
going. He has a bit of like weaknesses at tackling, but like his coverage is really
Wow.
good.
Combine.
Raekwon Davis.
I like
Interior
that.
defender, defensive tackle for
Uh,
Alabama.
Not a great need.
Not a great need for that at all. Because they selected Christian Wilkins last year with the 13th pick, and he was pretty good as a rookie.
Why not-
Yeah,
why not
I
Matab-
need
That's
someone to
okay.
play next to Wilkins.
But why not take Gallimore or Matabuki? I don't think Raekwon Davis is.
I like that pick. Davis is an underrated name, I'd say.
He's very fast. He's
I
quick.
mean, he was projected as a second rounder last year when he was going to be drafted, and then he opted to return. Early second rounder at that.
I still think I'm taking Gallimore from Oklahoma, like Strobridge from C over. That's just my.
I mean, Davis
sorry.
is good, but he's a long way to go as a pass rusher, especially. Like he can. bull
Miami
rush as
already
well.
has had 5 picks, while the Pats have had 1.
I don't think Raekwon Davis will ever be a really good
Well, the
pass
Pats are
rusher.
about to have a
No,
ton
I
of
just
he'll
don't
be a
think-
good run stopper his entire
Yeah,
career. I
definitely.
think he's a great run stopper, but
But-
pass rush, you're not going to get much.
I think he has his limits.
Yeah, unlike
Pass
Josh
rush.
Love.
I think he has limits with his
No, what was interesting is Josh Love was the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year last year, despite the fact that his receiving core dropped 10% of his catchable passes.
Oh my God, Benny! This guy Josh Love is nothing.
I think this
No, he's
has been.
not.
I think the Dolphins have had a good draft. They filled a bunch of needs, but every single pick other than Tua has been a reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Austin Jackson was a complete
Jackson
reach.
was a reach, and
He's not gonna. He can't
Noah
start. As a rookie.
Bonnigan was a reach.
Robert Hunt was a big reach, in my opinion, in terms of interior
Yeah,
offense.
he was a third round talent, not second round.
My dad's Cushionberry and Hennessy on the board for inside, and then there's some good outside they can be inside. I think Ezra Cleveland can be inside. Just don't know if.
I would have preferred Cleveland on the outside. Take a guy like Lloyd Cushenberry or Tyler Biadasz for the inside.
Tyler Biadasz really good against the run, but if you're a pass-heavy team, he's not great in pass pro.
Yeah, I really like Biadasz, but I have heard some things about injury concerns, so that might be why he's falling.
Who
Rams
do the
are
Rams
gonna-
go with here? They could
Inside
go
the line.
quarterback.
Inside the line.
Interior
Cushenberry, Biadasz.
Would
Hennessy.
Easton be a surprise here?
Yes. Yes, he would.
That would be
be
a surprise. I think this is the prove year for Jared Goff. They're gonna give him all the weapons he needs.
Yeah, I mean
If
they
he
just
doesn't,
they just
next year they're
reconstructed
gonna
his
bring you-
contract.
They said the Brandon Cooks trade was a vote of confidence in Josh Reynolds. So maybe they take a tight end instead of a receiver.
I actually like Josh Reynolds a little bit. He's good when he plays. In 2018, he was pretty good. Last year, not so much, but yeah.
Well, it's because you have Cooks, Woods, and Cooper Cup all in front of him. In 2018, Cooper Cup got hurt.
Yeah.
They could add on defense, but
I think.
I think it's O-line.
I could,
Yeah.
the only defensive
The
player
running back and the
that-
O-line help.
the only defensive player they could go is probably Zach Bond. In my opinion.
Yeah, Baum would be a good fit there. Underrated news.
But I'd still think your interior offensive line.
Could be Terrell Lewis. I've seen him in a lot of mocks. And
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's a good pass rusher.
But most of those mocks would probably have had like Zach Bond going.
Oh yeah, Bond and Lewis are
Yeah, Vaughn is dropped.
very similar
a
players
ton.
position-wise. Like they're both
Dude,
3-4.
if Josh
linemen.
Love goes to the Pats, I'm gonna be so happy. Jeez, I'm running that in the chat.
I'm surprised about the drop,
Would you
specifically.
prefer Josh Love or Jacob Eason?
Josh Love, 100%. Jacob Eason is terrible under pressure. He just crumbles under pressure. Whereas, Josh Love is probably the best QB in the nation under
I'd
pressure.
like the fit of Jalen Hurts to the Pats, but I'm starting to think maybe they just go with a veteran at quarterback to challenge Jarrett Stidham because it wouldn't make sense.
I don't
to
like
have
Jared Stidham. I don't like Jared Stidham.
Is Brian Hoyer that veteran?
young players.
He's not that
I-
good.
Jared Stidham.
I think if they gotta sign a guy, maybe trade for a guy, a Dalton or a Flacco, maybe to sign.
Jacob Eason does not look happy.
Wait,
Why would he? Most people had him going over Hurts. He would have gone over Hurts if Lamar Jackson didn't do so good, probably.
He's in Mike.
I think Hurts is better QB than Easton. Easton is so bad under pressure. He cannot handle pressure. Guy panics whenever like a guy is within 5 feet of him.
A lot of the time, I've noticed that they've shown players that are about to go, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So if they were showing Eason, could be interesting.
They were showing Eason, and now they're showing From.
And Easton also
Like,
struggles.
Fromm
with
is
better
not
defenses.
going.
Their quarterback is the thing.
Fromm is not good.
Fromm is one of
Connor,
the
you
worst
said-
quarterbacks in
These are
the
the people they were showing.
Fromm
Tend
is
to
a game
go.
manager, first
I'm
of
just
all.
telling you who.
I'm taking Anthony Gordon, Eason, and Cole McDonald over Fromm.
I'm taking Josh Love before any of those guys, first of all. But also, Fromm was carried by a running game for
I think
3
Fromm
years
is
in Georgia. I don't think
And Georgia
I
had
was
like
a
From.
game
I actually like From.
Georgia probably had the best O line in
agree.
football.
yeah, and also like he was carried by a running game 3 years of college.
Here we
And
go.
he's still
LA's
improved
pick.
at a high level.
Please don't be Jake Fromm.
Please be Josh Love. I want to see Josh Love the Pats. Come on.
Jefferson.
Ooh, that's early for him.
Woo!
Over Denzel Mims too, and he didn't produce that much in college, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he turns 20 early in his rookie season. Like, I think he's a good deep threat, but I don't know if his production in college is enough to warrant a second-round draft pick, especially over Denzel Mims.
So I would also take like Donovan Peoples-Jones maybe over Jefferson. And Jefferson,
I don't like Peoples Jones. I like Devin Duvernay a lot in Texas.
yeah, Duvernay had
I like
some
Colin
high
Johnson,
talk.
Texas too.
Van Jefferson is an interesting pick. I think he's definitely a sleeper pick, but
Yeah.
I think he sure should be
I would
drafted
prefer-
later.
Second round, no. I mean, you'd really draft a guy that had
He's not a
654
sleeper in the
receiving
second
yards,
round,
I think.
that's
So
He's fine
Denzel
under
Mims,
college.
what's the story with him? Because he has not been drafted.
I wonder
Well, he
what
only
the
had one-
concern with Mims is.
I don't know.
I mean, he only had 1 year of high-level production.
I mean, to be
so maybe
f-
that's a-
To be fair, the Gators did not have a good quarterback. Kyle Trask,
mean-
whatever.
Yeah, and yeah, starter was injured against the first game of the season.
Yeah, the Gators
Or
probably
was it
need to
second?
recruit someone for QB.
They had good receiving core though.
And was it Tate Martell who transferred from Ohio State and like did nothing really?
think so. Yeah.
He was a top quarterback recruit a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think he either went to Florida or Miami. I'm not sure.
Oh, he went to Miami, you're right? He went to Miami. Then the freshman there started Williams, I think.
So the pick is in for the Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings pick is
O
already in.
line, got to be O line, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Maybe some more corner because I mean Holden Hill would be their potential number 2 or number 3
Yeah.
corner.
I think the Vikings
So-
have had a
Like,
great draft so far.
Yeah,
I don't know if-
they
yeah.
filled both their needs.
I don't
really.
love the Jefferson pick, Justin Jefferson for the Vikings, because they already have Thielen in the slot.
They
and
needed a
Jefferson's
receiver.
99% of the time out of the slot, so they're gonna get in each other's way, just like Thielen and did.
I mean,
Yeah,
Jeff.
enough that fits there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I think you need a guy who can line up
They would have
outside.
been better off with Rieger, but Rieger was gone.
Eager
but
was
the
gone.
Eagles
I think there was.
should have
Surprised
Eagles
Rieger.
should have taken.
Yeah,
Jefferson.
it should have been
They
a
just
flip.
trade players.
It
Alright,
should have
here
been
we
a
go.
flip, but I don't. So Cleveland maybe. Be my pick probably here.
I think they go D
Ezra Cleveland.
Yep,
or corner.
exactly.
Good pick.
You got it. You got it.
So Josh Jones still on the board as tackle. It's very interesting because a lot of people had him going like Dolphins
I
first
wasn't
round.
so high
Oh,
on
I had this was my mock draft. I had Ezra Cleveland going to the Vikings.
Overrated.
So
Really?
Connor and I both right.
You have Jones slipping.
Let me see where Jones.
I had
went.
Jones in the
I did
first
not.
round. Oh, in this round?
Yeah,
I think I had
Jones
him.
slipping to the Bills, but at this point, I'm surprised that he's still on the.
I think I had Jones in one of my top picks in this round.
I had Jones going to the Bengals first pick of the second round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I might have had that too. I had Cleveland going. I didn't know one of
I
the
like
O-lines
that
going
pick
to.
for the Vikings, honestly. They've had a good draft.
I think it's a great pick for the
Jefferson's
Vikings. I think
not very good.
Cleveland's a steal at this point. So would be
Our
Josh
draft is so
Jones.
inactive.
The
Yeah.
Browns wanted him in round 1 purportedly, but they ended up getting Will, which is even better.
I think if Josh Jones somehow drops to the third, I think a lot of teams they may have already taken like a tackle.
I think they take another one. Why
Maybe
not?
Yeah, you
Miami,
take another
because
one.
The Dolphins could use another
If
guy.
Josh Allen's still on the
Miami,
board.
New York, Tampa Bay, any of these teams who
New York has Solder. They're fine.
Solder is the worst contract.
I think
Not
you know what
very
I
good.
think though. I think Boise State's got the best field in the country. The blue, I love it.
I mean,
No,
I
but did you see? No, Michael, really. Josh Love against Boise State was
Jets have to go Mims here, right? Or at least
I'm
some
not
receiver.
Josh Love almost beat Boise State on his own when Boise State was 6-1 and number 20 in the country. Score was like 51-42. It was a close game.
It's Denzel Mims or Duvernay here. Right?
I
No
think
chance it's
they
not.
take Mims.
Part of Josh Love's success is because of Cleveland. He's probably the best guy out of Boise State. We'll see.
It has to be a receiver here.
I think it's
I
Mims.
don't know.
Mims.
If I were the GM, I would select Josh Love.
I
but
wouldn't be surprised if it's a cornerback here. They need
They-
someone to play across from Pierre Desir.
They literally don't have a receiver on the roster.
I mean, they have Jamison
Jamison
Crowder.
Crowder.
Slot guy.
Is it?
Quincy Enunwa,
You
but,
gotta take a receiver.
I think it's got to be
Rashad Perriman.
Mims.
They
Duvernay's
put
a.
Rashad Perriman.
And they signed Perriman in free agency.
Rashad Perriman's not going to be good.
He's not a number one wide receiver. so.
No, I'd say he's the number 3 guy. Crowder's the number 2, and they need another guy in there.
Duvernay
Enunwa's
plays your
120,
slot, so you're probably not going him. I'd say you go Mims.
Mims would be a great pick, and he could be a wide receiver.
Yeah, that'd be a
right
great
away.
pick.
Like
I love
6'3",
that pick.
6'3" over
It would be a
200
steal.
with high speed, good catching.
Watch the Jets mess this up and go with like.
Oh my god.
They would.
Let's just take.
Fulton might be a good pick here, though. Christian Fulton.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad with like Zach Bond either.
Oh yeah, true. They do need a linebacker
Yeah.
across from Jordan Jenkins.
Watch him like Thaddeus Moss or something. Thaddeus Moss.
Oh my god.
pick
That
it
would
in.
be the worst pick.
It's a very Jets pick though.
Who's the
I
tight
can
end?
see that
Oh,
happening in round
Chris
6.
Herndon, who was suspended for like
Pretty
the
good.
whole year. Did he
But when
play a
plays-
game?
When he plays, he's good.
Did he play a
I think
game?
he did. He played a bunch of games. He did good when
Last
he
year?
played.
I feel like he just didn't play a game.
I thought he did. I watched him against the Patriots, didn't I?
He played with them in 2018, but 2019 he played one game. One game for 7 yards, and I started him on my fantasy team.
Jeez.
I held on to
He's
him
a
for
rookie.
like 4 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it was. His
Wait,
suspension.
who'd you hold on to?
Chris Herndon.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah. He
I
was
think you
suspended,
picked him up right before I did.
Chris Herndon the fourth.
But they do have Ryan Griffin there.
Ryan Griffin is not a starting level tight end.
Yeah, but if you have
I think Chris
Herndon
Herndon's a
and
starting level
Griffin,
tight end though, when
that's
he's
a
healthy.
duo. You might. I think
Chris
they
Herndon's
need a
on the
tight
field.
end, but not till the late round.
I think they draft wide receiver. I think they have to.
Denzel Mims.
I mean, if they
Maybe convert Josh
a
Love
good
into
pass
a
catcher,
wide
not
receiver. See what happens.
Benny just wants Mims drafted at this point, folks.
No, Josh Love. No.
I think
Benny would give
Mims
the
got a
world
good
and
option.
more to have Josh Love be drafted right
I
now,
really
just so
would.
he could be right. He would do anything.
Dude, Cole
If any,
McDonald's
if any of
actually-
the NFL teams are out there,
maybe round 6.
please
Like I said-
draft Josh Love so
Has it
that
been
he
a
can
trade?
be right.
Oh,
Please.
the Cleveland traded with Seattle. Is that it so far?
That's all I know.
Colts and
That's
Jags.
the
Or
only
Colts and
draft
Browns,
day
right?
trade that's happened in like the 2nd round, I think.
Colts and Browns.
Oh yeah,
Colts-
yeah. What
But those were the 2 that were.
what was the
today.
Seahawks trade? Oh, Jets with the Seahawks. Oh, so this was the Seahawks pick here that the Jets
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, the picks.
I feel
in,
like unless you have your guy in the second round, I'm a fan of like trading down maybe 10, 20. Because the difference between 40 and 60 is not that great. If you actually look at analytics and like the guys who are taking there historically in their careers.
I think
I'm-
this draft it's different because the class is
Yeah.
so deep.
I'm,
There's
It's a
even
deep
more reason to trade
class, so
down.
I feel like you have the opportunity to do that. and
I've
get
got to
that
say,
kind
I'm
of pick.
taking Mims here for the Jets.
There's even
No.
some 3rd round guys who could end up being year 1 first.
I mean,
Th-
Mims is just so
there's-
much better than Duvernay and Gibson.
Well, he's not. I wouldn't say he's so much better than Duvernay, but Duvernay's really good in the slot, and the Jets don't
Yeah.
really need slot.
I'd
No.
say Mims is better than KJ Hamler went on.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
Case Hamler had 12 drops last season.
Hamler is one of the most overrated players in this draft.
Yeah, I mean he's really athletically talented, but he can't catch a ball. I mean,
KJ
looks like
Hamler
Michael
is the
Thomas.
second best KJ in the draft.
Yeah. He's like Mekhi Becton. It's like it's the athletic ability over the skill.
I'm taking
And
KJ
Hamler,
Hill over
yeah.
Hamler.
bite in the ass. I think Cole McDonald, the QB for Hawaii, he could be turned into a wide receiver. He ran a
Connor,
4.5
they're
at the
showing
combine.
Denzel Mims right now.
It's got to be Mims. I feel like I'm not.
More so like
I don't think Gibson's very good. Lynn Bowden is interesting.
Cole McDonald 6'3", 215, and ran a
Lynn Bowden
4.58.
sounds like a guy that
Tight end right there. Overseer, I guess.
Denzel Mims right here. That's a nice couch he has there. I like the couch.
Who, Gases?
If Mims isn't
Yeah,
taken
yeah.
in the second round, I'd be shocked. Like, you have the Jets, Ravens, and Titans.
There has
all
to be
picking-
some.
Oh, and then Green Bay. 4 teams that need wide receivers potentially.
I think the Pats should take him. Why not?
There has to be something.
That would be a very good move.
There has to be
Pats
something
took
with
Josh Love in the
Mims.
4th round.
There has to be
Josh Love in
something
the 4th
that's up
round
with
for the Pats.
that the pass.
I would take Mims. I don't know what the problem is.
I
Yeah. I would
prefer.
definitely take Josh Love. If it was the Pats in the 4th round and he's available.
There's so many players that I saw as first round talents that are still not.
They're all booing good down.
Yeah, you have Mims, Fulton. You have
Josh
I'd
Love.
say probably Terrell Lewis is borderline.
They picked Mims.
Finally,
Makes sense.
that's an amazing pick.
Steal.
Good pick.
I thought they were gonna screw it up because they were the Jets, but that's an amazing pick.
Yeah. Great fit, and it's a steal.
See, I know why the Eagles didn't take Mims because he came out and said like he had the worst time of his life in Philadelphia the one time he went. In an interview, but any other team, I don't know why you're passing on Mims.
I think, like, I would have even maybe, like, if I'm the Vikings at 22, I would take Mims over Justin Jefferson just because of the fit.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens trade the pick to the Patriots.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Maybe
That's
the
a move.
QB right
The
here.
Wow,
Patriots took Josh
what
Love.
the
Josh Love.
hell?
Josh Love.
Wait.
It's so
Why
bad.
did the Patriots
Zach
just trade
Bond.
up?
Zach Bond.
I mean, they had 4 third-rounders. They needed to use them.
Zach
Boy,
Bond.
Jalen boy.
Trade up.
Zach Bond would be
Bond
such a good
somebody.
pick. Zach Bond would be such a
Belichick
good
saw
pick.
somebody he wanted,
He saw Jay Love, buddy. He saw Jay Love, Michael.
Could be a tight end potentially.
but the interesting thing is he traded
It's
up
trading
right
up for a
after Mims.
quarterback.
Right after Mims was taken.
I think it's a
There's not
coincidence,
guys
Michael.
you
That's what
trade
you call
up
a
for
coincidence.
besides a quarterback or a guy that's slipping in the draft.
The pick is in. Oh my god.
It's gotta be Bond.
It's Bond or a
It has
tight
to be
end.
Josh Love.
Bond
It
or a
has to be
tight end.
Josh Love.
Could be Chin. No, they just got a safety. I think it's Zach Bond. I
Zach Bond?
really hope it's not Jacob Eason.
I would love.
No, I
this
hate
Zach
Jacob Eason.
Bond pick.
It'd be crazy if it was from.
No way, it's Fromm is not going till 6th round.
No, he's going
No,
third and
man.
fourth.
It's
Round two,
Belichick.
I don't
It's
like him, but
Belichick.
Fromm is just not a good
He is
quarterback.
Belichick. He's smart. It's a little point. He's not going to select it.
Belichick hasn't been the best drafter though in recent
He
years.
just Fromm could be a solid backup in the NFL, but he'll never be a starter.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
manager at best. No mobility, no athleticism. Run a
Yeah,
5.
he's gonna be the next Chase Daniel.
Adam Gase's eyes look much
Chase
more.
Daniel had
normal
one
right
good year.
Yeah.
That's crazy. When's the last time the Patriots have traded up?
now. I don't
They've
even
done
remember.
it before. They traded.
Oh my god, where is Bill Belichick?
Is it his dog again?
No, it's just nothing.
he just doesn't want to be on the
That's
screen.
supposed to be Bill Belichick, and there's just nothing there.
Oh my god, what a
and he's,
champ.
he's the head coach and the GM, so they have nobody. If Belichick.
No, Nick Casero is the other guy.
He
on the
just
team.
his
yeah.
table.
It's what if the Patriots go for another special teamer here. Oh,
Doubt it. They took Duggar. He could have a special team.
I know, but it's the Patriots. I feel like they do that every
They'll
year.
take one later. They'll take a kicker.
All right, here we go. The pick is in.
Zach Bond.
But
Zach
gotta be
Bond.
I would be shocked.
Or Josh Love.
It's not.
Very-
Zach Bond, just Gallimore potentially.
Oh, maybe Neville. That's a good pick.
But I'd still go Zach Bond.
Benny, it's Josh Love.
What?
No, it's not.
That would be.
I really love Bill Belichick's setup here with the ThinkPad.
Josh Love is seen.
Mike was excited.
Josh Uche.
He's a great pick. I like Uche.
I like it.
Yeah, Michigan,
I
he's
like
solid.
it, baby.
They need to trade
I'm taking Bond over
Could
him.
have taken him at pick 7 in round 3.
I'm probably taking Bond over him, but I thought he was a first round steal. He is.
I don't know.
He's
I like-
inexperienced, but his abilities are
What
great.
I like about the Uchi pick is it fills a need for us. We needed another linebacker, the next linebacker to lead the Patriots once Hightower's out, and we already lost Van Noy and Collins.
We needed a linebacker. I like
that
it.
Was,
I
that was
like
his number one.
Zach Bond over
So
Uche
even more
though.
than a tight end.
I do like Zach
You
Bond
know,
over Uche.
Belichick's awesome in it.
I do think Uche has one of the highest upsides in the whole.
Yeah. He could be a perennial superstar, maybe a leader of defense if he reaches his full potential.
He's a great pass rusher. He generated pressure on
He's gonna be
23.3% of his pass rush.
he's gonna be an
It's
elite
gonna
pass
be
rusher.
a 3-4 defense, and you have Winovich on one side, and you have Uchi on the other side. Now you just got to get a defensive tackle in the third one.
Finally,
Not
get a
lined
front
up from a
seven.
traditional edge alignment, but yeah.
I like
I
it.
really like that pick, honestly. I'm still probably taking Zach Bond over him, but the upside on Uche is incredible.
I had a feeling Uche might be a Patriots player because he's the kind guys that kind of fly under the radar, but
I mean, he's
have
definitely undersized
upside
for.
there are guys that the Patriots tend to like.
He's a little bit arguably like slow, right off the ball, kind of. He has a lot of bursts, but like just his like footwork is kind of weak.
There's Bill. There he is. I see him.
I really like that pick.
He only had 17.
Bill
Great
does not.
value with these last few picks. Cleveland, Mims, Uchi, all great picks.
All right, we have what?
Yeah, they're all steals in the draft.
61, 62, 63, and 64.
I think people.
Tennessee.
I really think people are very worried about stuff Zach Bond might have been doing at the combine because he didn't fail the drug test, but his was like
Inconclusive.
inconclusive because he said he drank too much water. But I mean that's not really.
What is that?
Are
What
you
does that
trusting
mean?
him on that?
They don't have many.
What? Wait, how does a drug test come back inconclusive?
Too much water in the system. That's how it came inconclusive.
Yeah.
So.
It was the same situation as Becton, but they weren't as suspicious with Becton.
Well, Becton actually failed. Becton didn't even come inconclusive. Becton failed and was on like weed. Josh Uche just was
But that's not gonna be
inconclusive.
a problem
So
in
the
NFL.
Patriots gave
Josh
up the
Uche could be-
71st. Patriots gave up the 71st and 98th pick for the 60th and 129th pick. So not
We
a
got
bad.
Another fourth round.
not that bad.
We still have 2 third-rounders. We have the.
It's not a bad. And 129 is what, the 5th round?
And they got the
Fourth.
Ravens 4th rounder. You said.
First pick of the
They
fourth
got the
round.
Raven. They got the 60th and the 129th,
Yeah.
which is either early 5th round or late 4th.
And they
round.
gave up 2/3.
They give up a 71st and a 98th, so that's probably two.
That's
Yeah.
Maybe a
So
third and a fourth.
That's a
I
third
don't know.
and second round and second pick in the 4th.
100
Oh no, it's a third and compensatory
Compensatory.
third.
yeah, yeah.
Compensatory third. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind
We
it.
still have 1 compensatory.
We need to be aggressive.
It's-
He's a little bit undersized for an edge though at 6'1", 245.
Well, he could move inside as well.
He's versatile. He's a Swiss Army knife.
I don't know if he's a Swiss
And
Army knife.
he only had 18 reps in the bench press as well, which is pretty bad for an edge defender.
I just think his upside is really, really high.
Could see
He's
him
a little
being
bit
more of
undersized
an
for an
against
edge,
the
I don't
run
know.
kind of guy.
Really athletic, really athletic. Is he an edge in the NFL though? I don't know.
I think Titans probably take an offensive lineman now.
They already took
Unless-
an offensive
wait,
lineman.
I think
they're
the best
took
player
one?
on the board. They got to go with either Zach Bond here or
Cornerback Christian Fulton.
someone else that's been following. Oh yeah,
They could- yeah,
Christian
Fulton's
That's
still
a
on
great.
there.
Fulton would be good picks.
Yeah, how
Bond
is
would
he
be a
still on the
good
board?
pick.
I mean, I think he's gonna be a great cornerback.
Duke is like
Gallimore could be interesting.
They could take a running back.
If they don't take a corner here, I think they're gonna go for Logan Ryan. Like no doubt, they're gonna go for the draft's over.
No, wait, isn't Logan Ryan on their team?
No,
Or is he
he's free agent.
Free
He's
agent.
see right now.
But he
Right.
was on the Titans.
He's
last.
asking for a lot for really not that good of a corner.
He's
Well, that's why no
He's
one's taking him.
solid, but he's not elite for the money he's asking
No.
for.
same with Clowney.
But Clowney is elite. Teams just don't want to spend that much.
3.5 sacks, 3.5 sacks. upside certainly, but he's never been able to produce to the level you think he would be able to. I think Tennessee, Fulton, Zach Bond.
Tennessee could easily draft a running back.
I don't see who are they going to draft? Yeah, but
Deion Lewis didn't do anything.
yeah, you're taking if you're taking a running back, you're taking it in 3 rounds.
Mike Vrabel doesn't have anyone near.
Oh, that's boring.
That was entertaining.
I really like the Isaiah Wilson pick last round. I don't think we talked about it. I think he is.
That's underrated.
I mean, I might have
got him a second now.
potentially. He was a riser though. I think maybe I would have gone Josh Jones over him.
All right, here we go.
I think he was a good
I have a
pick.
friend
But
who's a Titans fan who said they might take Matabuke who he wanted.
I'd go Gallimore over Metabuke.
Christian Fulton. There you go, Connor.
Finally,
Yeah,
finally.
that's a good pick.
That's a steal. That's a steal right there.
That's
100% steal.
Definitely
To get
one of the
best cornerbacks. To get one of the best cornerbacks in the draft, probably late second round.
I'm gonna move away from you, buddy.
Nah, that's just me getting hardcore with the fans.
You're hurting their ears, Michael.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm excited.
You only have 8 viewers now. Still grateful for all of them.
Probably because of me.
Yeah.
I do like that pick a lot.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best decisions they could have made because they don't have any glaring needs. I think.
Well, cornerback is a need.
Yeah.
Without Logan Ryan back,
And
cornerback
Fulton's
is a
the
need.
best on the board, so that's.
He's the best on the board.
That
30
means they're
picks
probably
ago.
not going to pursue Logan Ryan.
They still could, depending on how cheap they get him.
What they'll probably do is have a Jordan Jackson and then Malcolm Butler as the number 2 in there.
Chris Fulton. Sorry. The Packers are up. The Packers are up next.
Gotta be a wide receiver, even with Mims off the board.
Man, if they don't pick a wide receiver, I don't know. I don't even know what to say.
I think maybe DPJ here, Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I don't know if he's second.
I'm taking Duvernay over him.
Duvernay.
I don't know if Duvernay's second round talent. Maybe
I think you take
He
Duvernay.
is. Duvernay's a beast in the slot.
they could go for a sleeper pick here. I've heard a lot of good things. Quez Watkins, he's a cool guy, but
Could be tight end, definitely.
underrated name.
Like a Troutman, a Hopkins.
I think you take Duvernay.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
you already have Adams, so I think Duvernay's the play.
Peoples Jones had 443 yards this past season. Like the production is not there.
I think they're gonna.
Average maybe, but
If I'm the Patriots, I'm prioritizing a tight end over a wide receiver.
Absolutely. And over a
Yeah,
quarterback,
I would too.
Because
Because you need someone to block.
Yeah, especially when your main point of your offense all next year is your running backs, even if they aren't, that good, in my opinion. Sonny Michel and James White, they're still the best players on your team.
I think it's a tight end and a quarterback with the 2 third receivers. Probably Adam Troutman and maybe a sleeper at QB, maybe Jake Fromm.
Well, what if their tight end goes off the board here for the Packers?
I doubt it. They're gonna go
Wide
wide
receiver, maybe. They could go tight end, have a duo of Sternberger and whoever they take, and then they don't need as many receivers.
Yeah.
Sternberger's not good.
I feel like the Packers just
Even
haven't
play-
filled any of the holes. So far
No,
this round.
Connor, they haven't. You know why they haven't?
Jordan Love.
Because they drafted Jordan Love.
Yeah, that's not a win now pick. That's a future investment.
Duvernay ran a
AJ
4.39.
Wow,
AJ Dillon?
that's a
At a beat.
I
surprise.
forgot they lost Blake Martinez too.
They have Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. There's no reason to take Dillon.
Why would they take AJ Dillon? That's their third
This
running
is the
back.
worst draft I've ever seen from the Packers.
That's-
AJ Dillon's
Also,
not even-
AJ Dillon's.
Like, I don't mind the pick.
He's
but
fine. He's a good runner. He's a pure runner. That's all he is.
Look, I don't mind. Look, I think he's not that bad, but come on.
He's from
You already
Boston.
have Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams.
He is the
Maybe they trade Jamal Williams.
Dude,
and Dillon in the second.
Jamal
round.
Williams is good. Jamal Williams is a great pass catcher. I
Yeah,
think.
Jamal Williams is a great pass catcher. He's also a great runner too.
I think Williams. If you trade Williams to another team, he could be a 3-down back.
Trade him to the Bucks maybe.
Yeah, that would be a great fit.
But like, why? Like, I don't
AJ
know.
Dillon, they're trying to tap into the Derrick Henry
Apparently,
idea.
another Jones, Ronald
But
Jones.
he's not Derrick Henry.
He's
like-
not, but he's like 6 foot 250. He's huge.
Exactly, but still, he's no
He's
good.
terrible in the pass game. Really bad in the pass game.
Oh yeah.
But the the
like he
Eagles were
would've
not
been
good
in the NFL a couple
passing
decades ago,
anyways.
but, yeah.
He's tough to stop though.
That confuses
I don't
me.
know. He is from Massachusetts though, so gotta respect that. Lawrence Academy, Boston College.
Yeah, I mean, look, good for him, but it's just
Well,
a
rather
confusing
him on a
pick.
local team, maybe. Patriots don't really need a running back either. We have
I do think we need a more active chat. I'm not, you know, I would, yeah.
Pick is in for the Chiefs.
This is not a great draft for the Packers. Like,
No.
Oh, it's a
that might-
terrible draft for the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers right now is sitting in his house going, "What the?"
Aaron
fuck
Rodgers
is
is
Probably
like-
wants out of Green Bay at this point.
They might be. That might be their plan. They're
Fuck
getting
Aaron
a.
Rodgers. I'm demanding a trade.
Maybe they just want Aaron
I'm not
Rodgers to.
kidding.
They're
leave.
getting a running back that's
Yeah.
not good in the
Get
pass
him out.
game.
Have
They're getting
Jordan Love
quarterback.
Take over the young offense, and then
Not a bad idea.
I heard some jokes about Rodgers Patriots, but that would never happen.
Oh
think,
yeah, so I
Chiefs
saw
go
some
Cam
of those
Newton.
jokes. I think they could go Gallimore.
Yeah, Gallup. While they don't really need any
They
help
could go
with the
offensive
line.
offensive line.
That's true. I think
I
need
would
corner.
want an interior offensive lineman. You could maybe
Cushenberry.
a cornerback. You could take a corner here potentially, like a Bryce Hall.
I like Cam Dantzler.
Troy
I think
Pride.
Cam Dantzler did a great job against
Bryce Hall's still on the board.
Jamar Chase.
I think I'm taking Pride or Dantzler over.
Maybe.
Dancer
I
really
do
was
like
good
Dantzler.
against
An underrated name.
a little bit
All's
undersized.
good in the
but yeah.
press. Dantzler was slow though. Dantzler was
No,
slow at the
Dancer was one of the best.
I just heard a fact. I just heard a fact. That was the highest. That was the highest drafted running back by the Packers since Eddie Lacy, the man who ate his way out of the NFL. Something.
Eddie Lacy
that's,
was good for a year. I don't want to
And
hear
then
it.
he,
There
and
was
then
so
Eddie
many
Lacy
rookie
started
running
eating a little
backs
bit too
that
many
year that
hamburgers,
were
few too
wonders.
many bags of chips, and eventually ate his way out
I
of
feel
the
bad for
NFL.
Eddie Lacy.
If you think back to that 2013 draft, there were so many one-year wonders there. Eddie Lacy, Zach Stacy, Monte Ball, all.
Oh my
one-year
God,
guys.
Zach Stacy, that's right. I forgot about him.
Yeah, he was
The-
a Rams running back. Got replaced after for 2 years by.
The pick is in. I love how Andy Reid right next to him has like an elliptic.
Andy Reid is always looking so like calm and collected. He's not.
He's literally wearing like a Hawaii T-shirt, like a Hawaiian T-shirt.
Yeah, he did it
He's
yesterday
on-
too.
It's like he's on vacation right now.
I mean, he just had the camera behind him, just showing the back of his head, just like, why?
I don't know. His camera
Like
and Bill
last night,
Belichick's
it's just-
camera are like the most useless cameras.
He's got his like
I
bike
wonder-
next to him. Like,
I wonder if he's ever used that.
I remember
Question
last
that.
night he had his TV playing the draft, and it showed him looking at himself on the TV. And he was
yeah,
like,
yeah. Just like,
Oh, I'm on TV.
All
whatever."
right, Mo
I think
Kiper.
Cushenberry, the interesting pick here.
They're showing Terrell Lewis on my screen.
Yeah, could.
Really?
Yeah, Darrell Lewis is the one that's being touted right now.
That's
think so.
very interesting. I don't see it.
I think
I don't see
maybe
it.
Zach
outside.
Robertson.
And once again, if you're going outside linebacker, Zach Bond is on the board.
Zach
Yeah.
Bond might fall all the way to the third round, Connor.
They
That
could
would be
take,
ridiculous.
They could take Jeremy Chin here and one Thornhill.
There had to be
How are you
something
gonna
come
think
out,
about
I
safety?
feel like, about Zach Bond and his drug test. Or something that dropped this
Yeah,
side.
there's gonna be
Josh
something
Jones still on the
after-
board?
Like he's gonna fall to D3, and we're gonna know what the end of.
Zach Moss still available. I like Zach Moss.
I
a
don't
lot.
love him as a second round talent. I think he's more.
I could see the Bucks getting him in the third, potentially.
That would
I'd
be
love that. He's so elusive.
Willie Gay.
Oh, Julian Aguara.
Really gay, the
Outside
linebacker?
Oh, that was in my mock draft.
I like him. I like him. He's really in coverage. A little bit of reach
Wow.
in the second round.
That's a
I like him
solid
a lot. I mean,
But
he's just-
Bond.
the Bond is not as good in coverage.
Hey, Willie
Bond
Gay's
for
more of an inside type guy. Though Bond is very good in coverage.
Vaughn and Lewis. So I
No,
thought
but
they
Willie
were
Gay
gonna
is
take
elite in
Terrell
coverage.
Lewis.
Lewis is much more of a pass rusher than coverage. If they're looking for someone better in coverage, yeah. I guess Willie Gay's the better choice. But I might take Logan Wilson over Gay there.
Well, Willie
He was
Gay has some
definitely the-
personality problems as well. Suspended a lot, punched a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have that many issues in that.
He's one of the fastest linebackers in college football as well. You're in a 4.46.
He's a great player. I don't think the anger.
Seahawks traded the pick to Carolina.
Makes sense.
No
And
Carolina.
pick
Hey,
is in.
the Seahawks part makes sense. Willie Gay is tremendous in coverage.
The
Though.
Panthers. That's interesting.
Oh, they have a ton of teams.
Panthers got what? Derek Brown first round.
Derek Brown.
Who'd they get this round?
Who'd they got? Jeez.
Gross
Forget that.
Matos.
Yeah, Gross Matos. Yeah.
That was a great pick.
So
That was-
so they added 2 to their front 7.
Maybe Dantzler to the Panthers.
they probably go offense here, no?
No, they have to go
Oh
deep.
yeah, maybe.
Defense.
Maybe a tight
Defense.
end. They need someone to pair with Ian Thomas.
I think. Yeah.
Could be
think
corner.
defense,
Could be linebacker.
Definitely corner. Donnie Jackson's
yeah.
okay, but outside of that, there's really no.
Dantzler or Hall.
Could get Delpit at safety eventually.
Amik Roberts. Oh, Delpit's on the board.
Yeah, Delpit's on.
Wait, what? No, he was taken.
No, Delpit
Was he?
was taken.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
it's
was taken.
Jeremy
Taken,
Chin
I
still on the board.
believe, By let me see.
Was Delpit the Browns guy?
No.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Delpit to the
before
Browns.
Winfield.
They've gotten two.
Oh yeah, I keep on thinking Winfield was the Browns. And
They've gotten 2 big steals with secondary guys in that second round. Greedy Williams last year, and now Delpit this.
I
year.
think Jeremy Chin. For linebacker and safety type area.
Honestly, I'm surprised Chin hasn't been taken yet.
I think he's a good fit for the Panthers because they need someone.
They need an inside linebacker
Yeah,
Yeah, they
to
do.
replace Luke Kuechly.
could be Logan Wilson potentially.
Yeah,
I like how just like a fourth of the Chiefs board is just not.
I know. The bottom right corner. I think that's hilarious.
I mean, Shaq Thompson is a pretty good linebacker, but outside of that, not much.
Yeah. Jack
It
Thompson.
was an interesting second
Jack
round
Thompson
though.
was a Red Sox player before he ended
I
up
think-
in Carolina.
I think
Just
worst
minor
draft so
leagues.
far has to go to the Packers. The way that they've.
What about
The Raiders have not been
the
great
Falcons?
either.
The Falcons have done worse.
The
Falcons-
Falcons had a
no,
really
not-
bad draft too.
Falcons haven't had a good draft. I'd say best drafts. Vikings got to be up there.
Chargers.
Chargers had a
got
decent, good
Justin
draft.
Herbert and Kenneth Murray.
I
I think
don't like that.
Patriots are
Broncos
somewhat
with
up
Jerry
there. Dolphins.
Uh,
Dolphins filled all
No,
their
They had
holes.
one good pick and one bad pick.
They had one good pick and one iffy pick.
Cowboys with Diggs falling and
Yep,
CD
yep,
Lamb falling.
Cowboys.
And Lamb. Diggs and Lamb. That was a good combo.
Vikings definitely.
Vikings
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
Vikings.
I like the
I
Clippers
think
then.
I think my award goes to the Vikings right now. I mean, 3 picks, nailed them all.
I think the Bucks were pretty good.
Bucks
Field and
traded up
Wirfs.
for work. I like that. That was smart.
I think
I'm
they should have running
surprised they
backs
haven't
in
taken
round.
a running back, but other than that, pretty good.
Broncos
But
got to
I
be
think it's
down
very-
there.
No, I like the Jerry Judy.
I
I
like
like
the
the
Jerry Jude,
Broncos.
but then you're taking another receiver, not that good
That's
of a
true.
receiver in Hamlin
Oh,
round
yeah,
2.
That's true. And then you have corner too.
They
If they were
desperately
gonna
need
take another
corner.
receiver, it should be Mims.
Yeah, they.
What about the Browns?
Falling.
They've been
Iffy
good.
Draft.
I like the Browns draft a lot.
No.
I don't like the Browns so
Yeah.
much. I don't think Delpit's that good of a safety with Winfield on the board at that time.
No. Delpit is elite in coverage. He's just really bad at tackling, and you can coach
The
that.
Giants have
He's
not had a good
one-dimensional
draft.
safety right now, but it's coachable.
Yeah, I think Wills was a good pick. I expected him to be there. I don't think Wills is going to go 4th overall.
That was on the borderline of a steal because the Giants and Cardinals both passed on him, and that surprised
Well,
me.
the Giants, I guess it didn't make that much sense, but I thought they'd go Wirfs over Wills there. Not Andrew
Arizona
Thomas.
should have taken,
No,
Andrew.
Arizona had Isaiah Simmons on the board. You're not passing
Yep.
that up. I think
Isaiah
that
Simmons.
was a great pick. You're not
That was a
passing
great
Isaiah
pick.
Simmons up there.
Panthers have had a good draft too. Darryl Brown was a great
They'll
pick.
have to move.
It depends who they
probably
pick here.
outside with Jordan Hicks.
Well, yes, of
Panthers
course.
could throw the whole draft away. if the Panthers get like a solid like Jeremy Chin or maybe a Dantzler corner, Zach
Niners
Bond
had
at
a
linebacker.
great- I think Niners Kinlaw pick was one of the best steals of the draft.
The Panthers could
Still have
get Bond or Chin here. I love their draft.
I love the Colts have done.
you
Their
still have
picks.
Jeremy Chin and Justin Matabuke on the
Yeah.
picks.
There's so many great defenders still on the board. I feel like it's such a deep draft this year.
I know.
But there are multiple guys that you can see going in the first round that are still
I
on the board.
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see Bryson Hopkins. with this.
Potentially, yeah. I feel like I'm going
Like, I think
Troutman
he
over
goes to
Hopkins though.
Washington.
All right, here we go.
Oh, who took Fulton again?
The
It was the Titans.
Titans, yeah.
Yeah,
That was a solid pick.
I like that pick.
One of the steals of the draft.
And they got Isaiah Wilson.
Jeremy Chin,
That's a good pick.
Isaiah Wilson's
solid. pick.
Isaiah
pretty
Wilson's
good.
is-
They got three. Derek Brown wasn't a steal. He was expected to go there.
I think Panthers and Vikings right now have had
Yeah.
best
They-
draft.
the Panthers-
they really fixed up that D line with
Yeah.
Derek Brown and Grossmader.
I'm still very worried about the Panthers' offense.
Right.
I don't know if
But like
Teddy
looking at their
Bridgewater's winning
draft, they filled
Not
their needs and they
terrible.
filled them
It's-
with great
It's
players.
centered around Christian McCaffrey, and then at receiver they have DJ Moore, Samuel.
Yeah, but with the rest of the NFC South there, is it East? I think South.
Yeah.
NFC, they're the worst team in the NFC South.
They
They'll
are-
probably change
But
that.
all the teams in the South so far have taken their time in like the offseason, especially to add offensive power. And in this draft, the Panthers have gotten three of some of the best top three in each position, probably. Maybe not edge for Gross Matos, but
I think
really
Chin's
good
more of an
players.
athlete at this point than
Yeah.
Chin is
I love the Chin.
yeah. Chin, you probably
Chin
gonna
is
move
great.
to linebacker, but you can still play him in safety if you need to.
Yeah,
he's more of a
first-
long-term guy though.
And he can
Especially
rush well. He has eyes out there. Know where to go.
He's
All
big.
right.
I mean, he's
I
Connor,
6'3",
we're
221.
gonna wrap it up here.
could wrap it up at the end of the third or end of the
no.
second. Sorry.
End of second. Yeah. Here, let me close it out.
I wanted to see when Zach Bond was taken.
Me too.
Well,
I want
you know
to
what?
see Josh
We'll
Jones,
work
Zach
something out
Bond.
tomorrow. Maybe we'll do like a third round review.
But they're gonna be gone, Michael.
Yeah, we
Fine.
can do that like
We'll figure something
tomorrow
out.
morning, like 10 a.m. or something.
We'll figure something out.
Or we can just
We'll work it out.
everyone just doesn't look at the picks for the rest of the night.
It's
We
gonna
go
be
and
too late.
react
The
when we go
Cincinnati
there.
Bengals peck is getting announced right
I
now.
say we go to 10. I say we go to 10.
No, come on. We're not. Logan
Come
Wilson,
on, man.
inside linebacker. Good pick.
Oh,
by
how
the
many
way.
viewers do we have?
Solid
We
pick.
have-
Bond is better.
Yeah, they need an inside linebacker.
All right, here we go. Connor, you ready? Ready for the end?
We have a full 9 viewers, Michael. We can't let them
All
down.
9 viewers. Come on, we're gonna.
Michael, I say we go to 10. 10 o'clock, we end it. Whatever
We're not going
whatever
for
team's
10.
on the clock at 10, we end it there.
No. Come on, we're done.
It's like 2 minutes, Michael.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes times 10.
Yeah,
It's 2 minutes time.
Michael, we can't let
No,
them off
come on.
now. There's already been a third round
No,
pick.
let them off now. We promised them the second round. We gave them the second.
Michael, there's already been a third round pick. We already gave him a third round
Connor,
pick.
Josh is asking you to hop on Valorant.
I'd rather watch the draft.
I'm still gonna be watching.
Michael, I say we go to 10. Everyone's down to keep watching. We
Who?
got viewers still.
All right. If you're
See,
down to
we
go
have
to
an
10,
anonymous person in the chat talking. Like,
if you want us to go till 10, you gotta type in chat right now. I need to see at least 4 people. And no, it cannot be Connor. And it cannot be Benny. And it can't be anyone.
Okay.
I say we need one person.
Sorry, we'll go 3 people.
Yeah, if
I'll
anyone
leave it.
wants
I'll lower
watch,
to
we'll-
challenge. I'll give them until the
Until
Detroit
10 to say go to 10. Got until 10 to say they go to 10.
I'll give them till the Detroit. Until Detroit is picked.
I think Redskins might take a tight end here, wide receiver.
Team
Redskins.
Connor. Definitely
Antonio
Team Connor.
Gibson.
Team
Redskins
everyone
take a
else but
wide
Michael.
receiver.
Or team everyone else but Michael and say go
Connor,
till
we've
10.
dropped down to 4 viewers.
See, that's because you were saying goodbye. we're back up to 5. It's gonna keep rising. 6, we're back up to 6. It's gonna keep rising, I'm telling you.
I need to see.
Well, we have 6 viewers.
Alright. Jumping back up now that they realize we're still live now.
I can lower it to 2.
Up to 7, Michael. Go to 10. Thank you.
If we get to 10,
What's that?
I have no idea who that is. Thank you, Pickle Rick. I don't know who that is, but go till 10.
Alright, fine. We will go till 10.
We got one person, and one person against me. So screw you.
We'll
Every
go
viewer
till 10.
counts.
Screw you, whoever doesn't want to go to 10 in chat.
We'll go
there.
till 10.
Alpha 10 Prior, screw you. Alright, here we go.
Lions are on the clock. We'll go till 10. We'll go till 10.
If Zach Bond's still on the board at 10,
No.
Running
Not
back.
making any more deals.
running back for the
Yeah, we got
Redskins,
track bonds.
Who's Bodega El Paso? Who are these?
it's Betty making other accounts, I'm telling you.
He's Benny making Smurf accounts.
I don't know who these people are.
Benny, make sure all your
Antonio
Smurf accounts.
Gibson.
Benny, make sure your Smurf accounts at least are subscribing.
Alright, can we talk about the pick now?
These are my
Running
shots.
back Antonio
Really?
Gibson.
Wide receiver there because they need some help at that position.
They could have got
I don't know.
D-Tack,
Wide
anyone on the
receiver.
D-line, really, too.
They needed help for Dwayne Haskins.
But they do have McLaurin, and they did have that other. They had that other guy. who's
Kelvin
that young guy.
Harmon is not a number 2 receiver by any
Yeah,
No, it wasn't
definitely.
Harmon. It was Quinn, right?
Oh yeah, Trey Quinn, he's a slot guy.
All right, Benny.
I mean, Gibson did have a lot of
Please have
receiver.
them like it.
You can
Please have
you
them
can
like and
It's
subscribe.
not me, Michael. It's not me.
you can put Gibson at a wide receiver. I think he really can go to wide receiver.
Yeah.
Who?
Antonio Gibson.
Gibson will be a pure wide receiver.
Oh,
one.
easily, yeah.
Do you think the Lions will draft Bond?
I think so.
I feel like they might go like a Gallimore instead. I'm surprised Gallimore dropped his throw. Bond I could see because of his draft, but Gallimore was like, a lot of people thought he was like late first round for D-tackle.
Come on, Connor. Bond is gonna be the steal.
Bond is going to be a steal as long as he wasn't like,
Tackle or an outside linebacker.
as long as Bond wasn't like blood doping during the draft or anything like that, he's going to be a steal. But if you get any rookie suspended for 4 games or something, it's just not too great.
No, you don't want that.
The Lions need to make up for their DeAndre Swift pick.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. I love the play, best available on the board, not a good pick for them.
Not a good
Yeah,
strategic
it's just
pick.
not for the Lions. Like, if it was the Dolphins, that would be a great pick.
How long is... Because Carrion's getting paid... Is Carrion his rookie still?
No, this is year 3 for him coming up.
Year 3? So he was on a 4-year deal, so he's gone after this year, right? 4-year rookie deal?
I think it's a 4-year. He was an early second round, just like.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 4-year, like, probably $10
And
million
they did
deal.
have both LeGarrette Blunt and there's somebody else.
Garrett Blunt is not a good running back, and he's never been a good running back.
Yeah, they had him.
He was
they
good for the
drafted
Pats 4 years
Carry-On.
ago.
Maybe it's the same situation. Finding carry-ons for.
I think with especially the injury issues, if he doesn't have a gigantic year this next year, they're not picking up his 5th-year option. Just gonna let him walk.
Well, he doesn't have a 5th-year option. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
a pick.
At least not re-signing him. Is he second round? He was pretty early in the second round.
He was- Yeah, I think he was like the 30. He might have been the exact same spot.
All right, the Lions pick is
Exact same spot as DeAndre Swift was. That'd be interesting. Lions pick
I think he might have
is
been a little.
in. Lions pick is in. Yeah, I think the Redskins are just throwing Gibson in at receiver. See him being.
Not going to use him as a running back. They already have Geis, Peterson, even Bryce Love at running back. They have
Yeah,
3 options there.
Geis is a bit injury prone. So maybe if Geis gets injured, they could play him a bit there. But
Yeah, because they need a young player there with Geis and Love both injured.
Here's the selection.
But Peterson was good towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
Wow. They took Okara.
Aquara?
Julian.
That's a
Over
Aquara,
Gallimore?
Yeah.
I would not take.
Aquara was projected as the early second round.
Well, I guess he's more on the edge. I'm taking Bond over him too. I really want to know if his drug test is really why Bond has fallen so far.
It must be. I don't see what else it could be.
A lot of people have him going in first rounds.
Yeah, I know. I like Aquara. He's a good edge.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wonder if they move to a 3-4 and play him at outside linebacker, but I think they need more help with the linebacker core than they do with the D line.
I think Aquara is better than like David Taylor. Seahawks picked.
Woo.
Well, they have him as outside
Yeah,
linebacker,
Aquara
not
is
defensive
better
end.
than Taylor. I think Taylor's better than people like Willie Gay though, like the Chiefs pick.
Yeah, but that's a different position, really.
Yeah, sort of. That's like a
The Jets pick is
4-3 outside
The Jets
linebacker.
pick is in already. They do kind of need a linebacker. Zach Bond, come on.
Zach Bond still on the
Or
board.
Lewis.
Zach
Terrell
Moss.
Lewis is still on the board.
Lewis, yeah.
Bond or Lewis, gotta be one of them.
If it's Lewis, then it has to be something that came out of a Bond, though. I'm not taking Lewis over Bond.
I mean, you never know. Depends on the team fit. But like this late in, you can't pass on Bond unless there's something wrong.
People are passing on Bond.
I said unless there's something wrong with it.
There has to be something wrong.
There's gotta be.
Someone must have said something about why his like drug test failed or something like that. Why it came inconclusive. They had to have him
Some
drop.
sort of
He really is
some sort of whistleblower.
late first round, early second round.
Here we go. Jet selection.
I'd love to see if any
Trading
insiders said anything.
Giants, the Jets
Whoa.
before the draft.
Ashton Davis, safety.
Ooh, yeah.
Weird pick.
Maybe they're gonna trade
That's
Jamal
interesting.
Adams if they have Ashton Davis in there.
No, they're not going to trade Jamal Adams.
They've shot him
Too
numerous
good.
times in the
They
past.
could play Davis at corner.
Seahawks pick is already in.
Already in. Maybe they can
Yeah.
finally make up for it for the subpar draft.
I don't think so. It's probably gonna be another reach. I know the Seahawks.
It's just like the Seahawks to make a reach.
Oh, that was.
I think maybe they'll go for a position where they have more need this time, like maybe a defensive end or
Was
corner
Jeremy
safety.
Chin the one playing with like a broken foot throughout this year?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Well, he's 7 years.
I could see someone like Brandon Jones, safety out of Texas.
Zach Bond's still on the board, though. That's ridiculous. That's the story of the draft so far of this second round. Zach Bond still being on the board.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
There
I
are
mean,
some
wasn't he
other
a late
guys that
first-
have flipped, such as Neville Gallimore. And
Gallimore is a big drop too.
yeah,
Like Bond,
and Josh Jones.
Josh Jones is interesting to me.
Yeah. Like, was there a problem with him?
I
Oh,
think
jeez.
I think he was like a bit like getting a bit too much media hype leading into the draft. That might be why teams aren't as high on him as the media is.
Yeah, there's like some guy talking to Ian Rappaport saying like the media this year is very wrong about drafts and everything.
Yeah, I think they were right about the early picks. Is some of these mid-round picks? There's so much depth in the draft that it's kind of hard what teams' big boards are going to look like.
All right, here's the
Yeah.
pick.
And there are some guys that are slipping much further than expected.
Damian Lewis.
Who is it?
Guard, Damian Lewis. LSU.
Damian Lewis.
Wow.
I don't know about that one.
I had him go in the second in my mock draft.
I mean, he's the
He
best
was
guy.
the best. He was the
They don't
best guard in
need
the
an
FBS
interior
after
offensive
week 11
lineman,
this past
though.
year.
They'd be better off with tackle.
He was the best guy, but there were multiple centers you could have moved over that I think were better than him.
I think they should have taken a tackle instead of a guard.
He was the best guard in the FBS after week 11.
I would have taken Cushionberry or Hennessy
Oh yeah, Cushionberry,
or
Tyler Bias.
Bidas, yeah. Any of those ahead of
Yeah.
Ben Burch even maybe ahead of him. The Dolphins are on the clock with Zach Moss there. Any chances for
Their
that?
pick is already in. Their pick is already in.
They happen to be taking him.
It might be.
Bonner
gotta be
Moss.
taking-
Bonner Moss. Come on.
Could be a sleeper running back like Keyshawn Vaughn too.
It's true.
But are you taking that
Moss
over?
goes to Tampa.
Are you taking Vaughn over? See?
Maybe. I don't see Moss as like someone who's going lower than expected at this point. I expected him to be a third round guy.
I don't know, man. Zach Bond hasn't been drafted, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Unless there's a drug issue that's serious.
Yeah, I mean, if there is, it must be really serious. But the test still came back inconclusive, right? So it's not.
Well,
Could
it
just be
was,
words.
It was diluted, so they don't know. Maybe he was trying to cover, and that's.
Yeah, he said he just drank too much water to gain weight, but that's a bad excuse.
Hard to buy.
It is very hard to
that
buy.
story.
I mean, if it's true, then you're getting probably the biggest steal in the draft. If he did really do that to gain weight, you're getting the biggest steal in the draft.
I wonder
But-
if Miami takes safety here. They lost Rashad Jones after releasing him, and they lost Micah Patrick.
But who's the safety on the board that you want? Geno Stone? Bro
Maybe
Burgess?
Brandon Jones. I don't know.
I'm not a big Brandon Jones guy. I think I'd take Julian Blackmon's interesting.
Kavon Wallace out of Clemson, maybe.
Yeah,
It's a little early.
He's a little bit
for him, but
overrated.
It's a
I'd say
little early
Geno
for him,
Stone
but
from Iowa is a good
they
pick.
need one.
Geno sounds pretty good. He's underrated.
He's good in zone. He's not very good man.
I think what Kayvon Wallace could be in the NFL is a really good slot cornerback.
Maybe. But the Dolphins already have that guy in.
Who's the Utah guy?
Can't remember.
I don't know.
Corner at safety.
They had
Safety.
Jalen Johnson as a corner, but
He was pretty up there.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Burgess or whatever.
Oh yeah, Terrell Burgess.
Yeah. He's interesting. He's good against like tight ends. Can play in the slot.
I want to see who the Seahawks pick, or did they already pick?
They did pick.
Who's on the clock right
They got Damian Lewis.
Who's on the clock right now?
On the clock is the Ravens. Pick is in for Miami.
yeah.
Why not go into the Pats pick? I want to see the Pats.
Patriots is 23rd pick. in
Yeah,
this round.
Patriots had 7 here.
They originally, they had the
traded
7th,
down.
and they traded it. It's the Ravens who are on the clock now.
To get Josh Uche.
Yeah, it surprises me that there was that 71st pick was traded twice during draft day. It was traded to us from the Chargers.
Oh, it was the
and
Chargers
then it
trade
went to the
down.
Ravens.
The Finns are on the clock. That's who's on the clock.
Yeah.
Yep, the Finns are in. Ravens on the clock.
All right, the Finns are in. I think Zach Moss, right? That's who we've been talking about.
And I
Yeah.
think the
I love
Ravens
Zach Moss.
have
He's so
gotta go
elusive.
wide receiver here.
Zach
I
Moss,
Maybe-
wide receiver,
maybe
or Bond?
Cushionberry.
yeah, they could go inside line. Did they get 2 linemen already this draft?
No, I don't think
They picked one, I know.
They went for
No, they did get
picked
2.
Raekwon
no, they got
Davis-
Patrick Queen and they got
Raekwon
J.K.
Davis.
Dobbins.
I'm talking about the Dolphins here. So
Oh, Dolphins. Yeah. They
the Dolphins got Austin Jackson and Robert Hunt. So
Yeah, they got. Yeah, so one tackle and one.
Dolphins could get linebacker potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
I think there's a good shot. It's a running back.
Jerome Baker's pretty good though. I mean,
I would have thought maybe Logan Wilson would be a Dolphins pick here, but he went to Cincinnati, so that's not a possibility at this point.
Josh Jones.
Josh Jones would have been a better pick at 18 than Austin Jackson.
Yeah. I'm
I
taking
don't know
Zach
about that.
Moss
I
and
haven't
Zach
seen that
Bond
much
here.
of it, but
Dolphins.
Still questionable.
I hope Zach Moss drops to the Bucks. That'd be a good pick.
We still have 8 viewers. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and
Yes,
Yeah,
Benny, all your surf accounts.
even as a
and-
Patriots
No,
fan,
they're not.
I'll be
First of all,
watching the Bucks
If you're
this year with Brady.
I'm not joking. If you're in, I know this from experience. If you're not watching it
Brandon
actively,
Jones.
it doesn't count.
Yeah, if you don't have like, is it?
Brandon Jones.
Oh, I'd said it might be Jones.
It's a
Yeah,
good
from
pick.
Texas. He's a good safety.
He was the best safety on the board.
I don't think he was the best safety. Maybe.
There's not many good ones left.
Yeah, all of them
Dolphins
went
had to
already.
reach a bit to fill. That was a big need for them. They needed.
So is
to fill
running
that.
back is a huge need for them as well.
All right, Connor, here we go.
I mean,
Last
they do have
pick.
Jordan Howard. They can pair him with someone in the late round.
He was best in the box though. Michael, with 8 viewers, why would he stop?
We're ending. I'm too tired.
Can we go to the Bucks pick?
When is the Bucks pick?
It's 12th pick in the draft. 7.
No.
It'll be over. It'll be over
No.
by 10
No.
minutes.
No.
Why
You're not. We're not kicking the can down the road any farther.
We have so many viewers, Michael.
Well, no,
Look,
it's
look
not
at-
about.
Michael, look
It's
at
not
this. Look
about
at-
how
look-
many viewers.
Come
It's
on, we
about
gotta go to the
content
Bucks
Viewers?
pick.
You don't care about
that's being put forth.
Pick is in.
I think the content's great, but it's yeah,
It's great. It's all
We're
there.
just having a good chill stream right now.
Dude, Michael, can you not go more than 3 hours?
no. No.
We have three and like a half yesterday.
People tell
know,
me. People
I'm
tell
tired.
Michael does not last very long.
Tired?
People tell me that.
Come on, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike, you went to 11 yesterday.
I know. I'm tired.
Michael doesn't last very long. That's why I hear on the street.
Yeah, prove him wrong, Michael. Come on.
Mandabuke. There you go. There's
Matabuke.
the-
It's not Mandabuke.
Oh wait. Sorry, I thought that was.
Did they take Matabuke? The Ravens?
Wait, who is that?
Yeah. Ravens took Matabuke.
That's a good.
Mandabuke.
I'm still surprised. they
Okay, you
spent
really
that
are
over
tired.
Gallimore though.
Yeah. I think those two are arguable.
Debatable.
I'd probably go with Gallimore as well.
Maybe the.
Gallimore's also a steal. That's a round one talent. Late round one talent.
I think.
I don't know if it's
the
round one, but
Cardinals
it's certainly
either
round
gotta
two,
go
yeah.
with Gallimore or Josh Jones here.
I think the Steelers might take
Cardinals?
Gallimore.
I think the
Alright,
Cardinals have to go Josh
Connor,
Jones.
put me full screen so I can do the closeout.
No.
Let's just see the Cardinals pick.
Cardinals
No,
have to go
no.
Josh Jones. Cardinals have to.
We can't keep.
The pick is already in, Michael. The pick is in, Michael.
I know it's already in.
Michael,
That
we have
doesn't mean they're
12
gonna announce it for another 4 minutes.
We
I
have
don't know that.
12 likes.
We have
We have
12
12 likes,
likes.
Michael.
Look at that.
We have 4 likes.
No, we have
There's
11.
No, 12.
12. We have 12 likes.
Michael, people want to see us now more than ever. It's like the most likes we've ever had.
Get me full screen.
Bitty kid.
All right, here we go. Thank you, everyone, for watching another stream of the master plan. This is
Michael,
a lot of
I'm
fun.
not- it's gonna happen.
Even though Benny and Connor do want to continue, and I do want to continue as well, but
don't.
I feel like we're at a good stopping place. We will hopefully pick this up again tomorrow, and we will probably do some sort of review of the 3rd round, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to do something with the 4th round tomorrow, and we're gonna try to cover as much of this as possible. These have gone really, really well. Obviously, thank you to Connor. Thank you to a big thanks to Connor, because he's running the whole stream from his. He's taken all the time to compile all the mock drafts and work out all the kinks and the graphics, and that's all him. So he deserves a big thank you.
They're announcing the
deserves a
pick.
big
They're
thank you.
announcing the pick, Michael. Josh Jones finally gone.
Josh Jones.
Yeah.
Josh Jones
Yes, sir.
finally gone.
Steal
Hey,
for the
that
Cardinals.
could not all be Benny,
I have to,
by the
I have
way.
to
That
thank,
could not
thank
all be
Connor for
Benny.
that. He's done an excellent job. Obviously, I want to thank everyone who's done this stream tonight. JT and Thomas, obviously, Andrew and Benny and Connor for all sticking around. For this long stream. It's a lot of fun,
Thanks for having me.
and we're going to continue to do this because we've got a lot of positive feedback. You guys want us to keep going.
Michael, everyone in the chat is saying don't keep on going.
So we're going to stop it now, but we will see you hopefully tomorrow for a little bit of a third round review and a fourth round stream, and that's what I hope to do. All right. So
Bullshit.
thank you for
All
watching
bullshit.
another live stream of the master plan, and hopefully we will see you back here tomorrow. I don't know what time. We'll figure it out. Whenever the fourth round starts, probably like half an hour before that. So Benny's gonna